How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. Thank you for letting me take the time to fix my webcam. I keep saying that I'm gonna I keep saying that I need to find a way to get the defaults for it set up, and I don't actually know how to do it, to be honest. I have the Logitech app because I have to use the mic for it, you know, for all the cool effects and whatnot, and all the other stuff that it works with it. But I can't actually do any of the default stuff that I do on OBS for the webcam. I will actually need to sit down and play with it. It doesn't seem that easy. But how y'all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. We got more 5v5 1v1 duels on the day. We got ourselves, your boys, Sid. We got ourselves turns DC. How do you say that? Yilma? Is that an I? It's a bit of a different language. I want to say Anil Ilmaz. That's as close as I'm gonna get. Xylos, Mithran, Dakota. We got ourselves Obliteration, Cal, the boys. How are you doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. More 5v5 1v1 duels upcoming right now. We got NA groups over on the NA. Now will be the time to pack together into nice rows of fives and jump into the arenas, boys. Hope all of you are having a good day after Christmas, day after the holidays. New Year is upcoming. 2020 is almost over, boys. I honestly cannot wait, dude. This year has been like, let me move the oh, Minimalist Monk, my man. Thank you for the membership yesterday. We're gonna squeeze you in a little bit so we can see your full beautiful name. There you are, my man. There you are. Mwah, beautiful. There you are. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, boys. Let's get over on the NA. I was about to say, when will the stream start? Oh, when? Oh my god, bro. Atho, dude. Oh my god. The Darth Vader, the Darth Vader emotes that you guys might have seen added. That's all Atho, dude. That's all Atho. While killing PvP is so good, it is survivability is better, but healing, I don't think they're as much as healing based. They're more surviving until you whittle down the enemy kind of base, to be honest. You know what I mean? I got someone actually awesome chill with a group of 5. Let's go, boys. I'm gonna chill in here first, man. Warrior tank here, Jordy. No tanks or heals for the duels, but if you maybe have like some kind of a build where you have I guess we could. So with tanks and healers, it's a very sketchy situation whether we actually give them any chance to play. Just because it's not like we hate our tank boys. If you're a tank main, we don't hate none of you. But it is a little bit questionable in terms of like just tanks and healers are not balanced for duels. That is certain. Tanks and healers are nowhere near balanced for duels. So we're a little bit cautious about it. Full group, my guy, sounds good, my man. Chill. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll get you guys up and running. As long as I see the real ID names, man, that's all I need, and we are good to go, boys. Title of the video, mistype, first ever meant. Is it a mistype? Did I make a mistake already? Whoa, no, that's not what I meant to do. If that's what happened, hold on. First ever. I want to say first ever, but let me see. Yeah, you're right. Yes, it is a mistype. You're right. Thanks for having me there, man. I woke up a little late. I threw it together real quickly. That's the first thing I done today, is throw a video together. I'm gonna group and need one more. Sounds good. We got us as Wish Captain with a group, but it looks like Night King and Boris are gonna be first up for the day. Night King and Boris up and running first up for the day. We got Mithrun and maybe Wish Captain right after, and whoever feels like joining for the 5v5 1v1 duels. I got you. Thank you so much, DC. I really do appreciate it, my guy. I really do appreciate it, because usually I have that stuff out a little bit earlier and I have the time to proofread everything in case I make a mistake. But yeah, Blackrock hold. I was thinking we actually were gonna have to requeue for that one. That looked like a requeue for a sec, but we are in, boys. Are we gonna have any changes to the builds, any changes to the legendaries, any changes to the trinkets? Because it looks like Chopaz ain't even walking into the arena with a trinket. No Relentless, no nothing. So I do wonder what kind of a build he's got himself going on for the day. Switch. We got ourselves Team 2 set up and ready to go. We got ourselves Obliteration on that Fire Mage with that mask, which I actually was thinking maybe I should try to work that into the Nightborn, because that looks pretty cool. We got ourselves a Demon Hunter, CM Thanatos, with Clutch as another Subtlety Rogue, together with Demoniac as another sub-rogue. In the background, we got Restrain the Shadow Priest. Look, putting no restraints on those DPs. We have Evildoer on Team 1 as a Feral Druid with Chill Pills on the Frost two-hand grind with Kazalord and Retribution Paladin 2100 already. Legs spread apart on the back. Legs spread apart, maybe a little too wide actually. We got Peachy, just 3-4 meter over here, and Cantribus as an arms warrior. Are you a Kultiran? He actually might be. Gonna be Chill Pills first up. Try to see if he can get some damage onto CM Thanatos. Trying to go for some damage into a Chain of Ice stun. Gonna be tricking out for the Demon Hunter, getting yoinked in by the Necrolord Covenant from Chill Pills. AMS coming out for the Death Knight. Continue to get damage with a stun onto CM Thanatos right after. Darkness coming out, yoinking him out of the darkness. The Demon Hunter has nowhere to go. It looks like he's actually gonna get clapped out in the beginning with Fleshcraft coming out for Chill Pills. Restrain getting the dots already up and running. Chill Pills went from one shield of AMS into the next shield, and AMS available hopefully soonish after him. Restrain got himself plenty of damage still to go. Great Fate coming out, dodging the Sindragosa. Dragon Strike with a stun on Chill Pills, and that's going to be Trinket, actually IBF, and interrupt for Chill Pills, trying not to get hit by that Mind Games. Trying not to give enough healing for Restrained. Silk Fear with the Mind Games. Chill Pills does activate his shield. That's going to be his own AMZ coming out with a small shield from the Necrolord Covenant. He's going to have to go for Lichborn and try to self-heal himself. Restrained could technically actually go for Shackle Undead, since during Lichborn you are counted as undead for a limited time. Stun onto Restrained. A Triple's trying to recover, falling off the platform for a second. Maybe we'll be able to get a stun onto Restrained after. That's going to be DR stun. Big damage on Restrained out of nowhere. Disperse coming out of the Shadow Priest. And Chill Pills continue to Death Strike as much as possible. We change his health. Going to be a Death Pact, and Chill Pills get hit with a stun. Restrained able to get the dots onto the DK. Chill Pills still has a pretty big health bar to work with. As long as he doesn't need healing, he might be okay. As long as he can wait out until the necrotic part of that healing is going to be fine. Well, Restrained got himself a massive heal out of nowhere, though. What was that heal for a second? Is he Kyrian? No, he cannot be. Venthyr with mind games, Shilpa's trying not to give him that much health. Shadowlord death though! He just deathed himself to death. Oh no, Demoniac getting that kill on to chill pills. That Shadowlord death! He survived the Shadowlord death! That Shadow Priest actually nuked himself. That is actually hilarious. He was trying to go for the execute and then just ended himself. What just happened? Oh my goodness. Demoniac also playing sub as a Necrolord? You wait a second. Peachy? Also Necrolord? What? I don't understand. Peachy looks like he's going to be picking up the eyes. Should be able to see Demoniac. Demoniac trying to go for open a cheap shot. Shadow strikes up flying, and Peachy is going to get another mark for death and a cheap shot again. And looks like he's going to get the Necrolord bleed rolling. Second bleed. That's going to build him lots of comp points. The bleed only happens once. The damage does stack up. It looks like Peachy is not going to be able to catch himself. Oh, look. Yeah, couldn't catch up Rui's stealth. He was stealth for a second, but the Necrolord is always going to take him out as long as he's not full on health. That bone spike sits in there until the enemy is topped off. Get a shot into Peachy. Trick us out of it. Let's go to Demoniac going for a Cloak of Shadows. Continue to just pump damage back to back into Peachy. The Necrolord bleed is continued to tick. Is going to throw the... Unless Demoniac blinds it, I guess the only time the Necrolord Blade is going to get removed. But that's Peachy going to go throw the Swarm at Demoniac, which is going to keep him dotted, and it's going to make any bleeds on Peachy a little bit stronger. And when the Swarm is back up Peachy, it's going to make the hot stronger. It's going to be big old bar skin for Peachy, but I don't think it's going to be enough cheap shot. But Demoniac does get to take him out. I think Demoniac still caught the bug from Peachy, however. Yes, he did, because that's going to get him out of stealth. Demoniac should be aware that he still has the Swarm on him. That is going to continue taking him out of stealth over and over. That is the last gift from Peachy. Did not help out Kaz the Lord, however. The Paladin. He does have a Bone Spike in him. And I think the Bone Spike should be removed if he ever heals himself up to full, right? Maybe? It looks like Kaz the Lord is just not going to heal himself up to full. That Bone Spike is just stuck in there. Or maybe it's gone now? Looks like the health regeneration did get him over that hurdle. Demonic is way behind the pillar together with Clutch chilling in the back. Clutch, be out of stealth, let's do, my man, because I think as the Lord might accidentally attack you. Yeah, there we go. Want to make sure he doesn't accidentally attack you. You don't want to give Demoniac that safety there. He's a rogue, he can handle it himself. Flesh crafting. I wonder if Kaz might go for a trinket and get an opener onto Demoniac. It would be in a bold move. Definitely a bold move, boys. Opener by Demoniac, going to be Kaz the Lord with a human race. He'll break it out of it. Has a trinket to follow right after. Going to be cheap shot for Demoniac. It looks like he's also go for just a sprint out away from Kaz. Kaz chasing a man on the back of his horse. It's going to be Judgment randomly thrown a different guy. Going to be Demoniac getting hit with a Hodge. Trinket coming out immediately. Does he have any way out of it? No blind, no nothing. Just trying to see if he can run away from Kaz. Does spike him. Evasion available. Shadow Strike's flying, but looks like Demoniac isn't ready to commit big damage just yet. Valuable spikes coming out into a kidney shot onto Kaz the Lord, and looks like Demoniac with that kidney shot should be able to catch himself a reset. Kaz looking for that hand of freedom. Looks like he's not going to be able to find the rogue, and Ghost Master with a donor of 1 big EU bone. Thank you so much. Can we get a hashtag Ghost, boys? Ghost Master in chat showing appreciation for 1 foolish, my man. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate ya. And Demoniac is back in stealth. I'm, again, really interested that he is a Necrolord. I've watched PS Hero. I haven't looked at his videos in a while. I was like, does he play Outlaw or does he used to play Outlaw back in BFA? He's subtlety as a Necrolord. It was interesting. But I like it. I like that he ended up playing like the non-meta Kyrian, where everybody is Kyrian. They decided to break the mold. And maybe there's some kind of a crazy play for it for sub in particular. Maybe there's some crazy in particular that sub can do with it. But I'm liking that he is actually playing something outside of that. Gonna go for a cheap shot onto Kaz the Lord. Doing for big damage. Bob coming out for Kaz. That's gonna be a vanish. Quick vanish for the rogue. As Kaz the Lord looking for that recovery. We are at 6 minutes into the duel, boys. 7% dampener. So not the biggest dampening ever. It's going to be Demoniac Shadow striking in onto Kaz the Lord as he got himself massive wings. Big damage coming out. Demoniac. Oh my goodness. Nothing you could do in that situation. He went in. What the? Why was the point of all those flags? Clutch is up next. Clutch, my man, getting back in there. Bubble coming out for Kaz the Lord. Bop into a bubble with Clutch holding on to a blind. No vanish there. It looks like he vanished maybe for damage. Maybe he wanted to go in for a damn build. Big dams. And then it'll be Kaz the Lord actually catching up on health little by little. Clutch does not go for that Clutch blind early on. Kaz was able to recover a little bit of health. If Clutch can go for another big go, he does have a trinket for the next stun if Kazalor does go for a stun. But with Kaz not having anything else except maybe human racial, by now he might have a human racial Kindred shot. That's going to be Clutch go for that crit damage, going with those shadow strikes. Cheap shot right after, and that's going to be it. Clutch taking one down. Contribute, what is it? His name? Cantribus. Cantribus. He is a cool tier. Look at that bottom lip, dude. Look at this boy. Is it supposed to be like an ogre transmog? I think the set is actually like an ogre mog, right? It's like a Mr. Pandaria ogre mog. And he kind of looks like an ogre. If that was his face. Like a battle-ready ogre. I like that he has a spear too. He got a full, like, Mr. Pandaria set going on. I really do like it. Clutch actually just chilling behind the pillar. I guess he's waiting for CDs. Evasion available. Vanish not up for 40 seconds. Blind not available for a little bit less than a minute. Double dance available. That's probably also no cloak. I think he actually has enough to get at Cantribus. But depending what kind of covenant this guy is rolling for, could be the Kyrian Spike Spear. We are at the 8-minute mark, boys. 19% dampener. Where's Chrysler? I want to see him duel. We got a video on Chrysler actually on the channel right now, Ahmad. But Chrysler is EU, so come back for 5v5 1v1 DUELS on Fridays to watch the EU boys stroll. And it looks like Clutch is ready to just get from behind the pillar. Kyrian coming out with a ticket for Cantribus. He's going to go for a stun with a parry immediately. Clutch does trick it out of it. Does trauma to Clutch. Does Cantribus have a way to catch up? Actually, he just comes through the warrior with a charge right after. That's going to be missed spear. Clutch, is he walking into the spear? Looks like Clutch decided to walk into the spear. I don't think it actually does anything. But that's a missed spear for Cantribus. Evasion available for the boy. And Clutch just needs himself another Clutch Kidney shot. Going to be a Blaze Storm before Clutch can get it set up. Just doing as much damage as possible. The warrior is just trying to make as much of this happen. Going to be that cheap shot for Clutch. Doesn't have the 100% crew, but still could do a lot of damage. Big eviscerate stun by Cantribus. And maybe enough damage already low for the Executive blind onto the warrior. And unless Clutch has a massive bleed, I think he said, what the hell is obliteration there? What the what? No, why? Huh? Evildoer jumping in, seeing obliteration. Attacking Cantribus. Now they're all confused. Now everybody's confused. Oh, obliteration realized what he's doing. He realized what happened. Okay, just to make it fair, Evildoer, can you heal up Cantribus? I think that'll be fair, right? I think obliteration was under the pretense that Clutch was dead. If Cantribus can get maybe a heal or two, I think it'll maybe equal now. That was weird. Should we just heal the warrior? Okay, we feel like he should heal the warrior, I guess that's fine. But seeing the mage pop out of nowhere while the rogue is still alive, Evildoer jumped at it. He wanted to make sure these duels are fair. A little bit unfortunate, because I feel like Cantribus and Clutch had himself a really nice 1v1 going on for a bit, and then it kind of just got weird. I wonder if Cantribus ended up pulling some kind of a defensive, or used something that might have helped him fight Clutch against the mage, seeing the mage jumping in with Combust and Greater Pyro. But I guess we'll just have to wait it out. A little bit of a unluck how that duel went, how that happened, but that's going to be Clutch getting taken down by Evildoer, and maybe now obliteration and Evildoer can have themselves a proper duel. Obliteration making a slight mistake there. Mistakes happen, boys. Mistakes happen. But obliteration is going to go for that altar time. And the Feral is nowhere nearby to open. He's going to be coming at him as the altar time dissipates. Looks like obliteration does pick up the eye. Getting the Feral out. No stun in the opener with that rake. Is going to go into bear form. Trying to heal up a little bit. Breath by obliteration. Let's go for maybe breath or ring. It looks like trying to get himself a G-Pie. Breath is not going to be long enough. Probably should have went for the ring or something. Combust coming out and it's available. It's going to port away. Evildoer is going behind the pillar. Obliteration has a lot of damage ready, but he's way too far away from Evildoer to get the big damage in. Rake opener auto obliteration might have to ice block it. There's a lot of damage coming in from the druid, and the bleeds are probably going to set him over the edge. Is he going to be able to survive before the ice block? Got himself a shield. Going to be Evildoer on him. Might have to block. Actually, looks like block isn't even available. I don't know what he blocked earlier. But he probably blocked earlier when he came in trying to kill the warrior. Obliteration, is he going to survive this? No, Evildoer got enough bleeds on him to be able to take him out and even have a free Wrath in there. But that's going to be first duel of the day, boys. Notable parts, we had ourselves a very, very interesting duel between the DK and the Shadow Priest, with the Shadowboard death eliminating the Priest. A little bit of a confusion in the middle of a tussle, but otherwise a good first duel. Let's get it up and running, boys. Mithril, Wish Captain, if you guys are ready, let's go. Already kicked the mage? Oh no, he didn't do it on purpose. Boris, he didn't do it on purpose. He realized his mistake at the end, man. He realized his mistake. No. I feel bad now. Oh no. It's okay, obliteration. I wouldn't worry about it. I couldn't even see him. It's all good, man. It's all good. You just gotta pay attention to the duels, you know what I mean? Just gotta be on the lookout, seeing who's playing, who ain't playing. Mithran's ready, Wish Captain's ready. Alright, we'll get them back in there, and we'll try mixing up Wish Captain and Boris, Night King, and Mithran at some point, okay? Mithran and Wish Captain. Yeah, dude, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's okay. Some people are just, okay, he couldn't, okay, boys. Don't give him shit, okay? Just don't do it. Some people are in here coming into the duels and they do stuff like that on purpose, right? They just jump in, try to snipe a kill. We've seen some of those before. That's never fun. That's not poggers. But if someone makes a genuine mistake, right? Like, I don't know what to say. Also, my, oh crap. How do I, no. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna have to, Boris, Night King, Wish Captain, and Mithran, you guys will have to whisper me again after this one, okay? I had my details on. Hopefully my details wasn't on last duel. But now it should be disappeared, so we should be good to go. Someone will invite a Malt Season Proudmoore. I can get 1-1 in Pog. If you want to start a group yourself, man, and admin reality, that also works too. Alrighty, so Twitch. We got ourselves Team 1 with a couple doubles. We got ourselves Cat Jam with Poison Soaks, with Walk Champion, and Aventador. And that's going to be also, where's the boy? Flexing Cutie. How did I miss you? Oh, that's a cool looking Mog with a nice looking axe. That looks pretty good. Poison Soaks is going to be first up versus, looks like it's going to be Team of Brew Captain, KMW Rogue. We got ourselves Grim on with a immediate defenses and a Hand of Freedom. Try to see if he can catch up to Poison. Is playing that Curian, can remove the bleeds. Shield of Vengeance is going to soak a lot of that physical damage, and I believe that when you pop Eye for an Eye, you also take 30% less physical damage while also redirecting attacks back to the enemy, like karming back to the enemy. So I wonder if that physical works for bleeds. Going to be a big old sweep by Grim, not going for big damage just yet, just trying to play very defensive. Thorns available for Poison. He knows there's no Shield of Vengeance to worry about. He's going to pop it off. And Grim is just playing himself very, very casual, very, very steady. Ready, steady. Poison Soak's going for a bit of that blink. We now know, I mean, every feral honestly should be Night Fae in most cases, so you should be expecting a big hammer weight hanging over his head as Grimman tried to go for a bit of damage himself. That's going to be wings available. Grimman going for a massive heals. Bop available. Poison taking a little bit of damage. Did have a pre-wall available and is going to separate on Team 2. We also have in the back, we got ourselves Zelenith as well as Beefed. I want to call him Beefed, but it's Beefed. I'll be dumb if I called it anything else. I don't know if Grimman has used his Curian pot yet, but he might actually have to, as there's quite a lot of bleeds with the thorns available, so he has at least taken off the bleeds so he can deal with the thorns. Eye for an Eye available. Does he go for an interrupt onto the Cyclone? Looks like he misses interrupt, and Poison Soaks can go for the Cyclone if he wants to. Looks like he's just going to get back in there, refresh those bleeds, go for a big old maim with a Convoke, and it's going to be a bubble out of Grim. For some reason, Poison's Convoke just didn't do the most amount of damage. It was almost like, I guess it was just, it decided, because it's random abilities, it probably decided to re-bleed Grim, as Grim is taking quite a bit of bleeds. But that's going to be Convoked down. Doesn't mean the Feral is out of the fight. Still has plenty of bites up his sleeve. And Grim using his self-healing as a paladin to maximum extent. Just trying to go for Ward of Glories as much as possible. His health is dipping though. The bleeds together with the shreds and the bites of the Feral are starting to coalesce. But Grim is still live and kicking. Final verdict with a hammer hanging over Poison Soak's head. I don't think it looks like he's going to get yoinked back into that Ursos either way. The hammer does come down. Does get the interrupt of a Cyclone, but the Feral is too mobile compared to Grim, who got 0 mobility as a paladin. Does sneak in a heal at the very end. Better Cyclone the paladin while Shield of Vengeance is hanging. And that's going to be Poison. What does Poison have, CD-wise? He actually doesn't have a lot of offenses available until for a bit. 45 seconds or so. Big bites of the Grim, but big heals back for the Paladin. And the Pally is going to tank this up a little bit more with a eye for an eye versus Poison Soaks. Thorns an eye for an eye fall off. About the same time, Wings available for Grim could make a massive play here. Does save a Hodge. There's no Trinket available for Poison Soaks. If Grim does go for a big go, Cyclone trying to come out. Is actually going to have Wings available. Trinkets it. And maybe a Hodge for Poison. Does he have one if you can Hodge him outside of form? That'll be perfect for him. Has Wings, but doesn't have the damage to really back it up. Finally, the Verdict hitting the pillar. Super unfortunate. And Poison sneaking around the side, getting that opener on him. Has big Berserk available, and Grimman just didn't combine a Hodge together with those Wings. It's going to be maybe a little bit unfortunate for him. Gonna have to wait until Wings are back up. At least there's somewhat short-ish cooldown. Big hammer hanging over Poison Soak's head with Thorns, as he's just continuing to ravage Grim. But the health and the healing is still good. Convoke coming out big. Lineup onto Grim. Big old bites connect. The RNG helps Poison a ton. And it looks like Zell is going to almost get yoinked back. But it looks like the Death's Advance just prevents any kind of knockbacks, any kind of movement. Poison got that extreme mobility playing the Night Fae Covenant. For Feral Druid, I feel like more mobility in PvP is never a bad thing. You have a ton of mobility already, but even more just makes you even stronger. Unless the Zombos just clash upon you with Chain of Ice. Gonna be the extra helping hand coming out for Zelenith, and Poison going for a massive heal. The wall does come back for him at a right time, so he's able to at least deal with the Death Knight. The Army of the Dead is still brutal, but looks like a lot of them are going to be falling apart, and maybe Poison might be able to turn it around somehow. Bat short onto Zelenith. Still kind of hanging low. The DK is going down. The bleeds are really starting to set in. The Lichborn comes out, and the Death Claws are keeping them afloat for now. But the bleeds are still going to be huge. Zelenith could actually go for, well, Drax's bubble if he wanted to. I don't think it will help him much, but maybe if he can go for a bubble and Poison decides not to kick it, could be a decent setup. Zelenith is going to go for a big old yoink grip and to stun into Poison. Does he have any damage from there? Does have the pet empowered. That should do quite a lot of damage. Stun reversal onto the DK. Gets a trinket out of it. Poison and the DK are both super low. The DK does have one more trick up his sleeve, and that is going to be Death Pact End. Enough damage with a Death Pact, keeping him alive. Fleshcraft to fall Raptor, because Fleshcraft does, I think Fleshcraft ignores any necrotics. And that's going to be flexing up next. Resonating Arrow, getting some freebie damage through the wall onto Zelenith. Does need the kill shot. And Zelenith does go for a massive amount of healing. I think that might have been Transfusion. We haven't seen Death Knights playing with Transfusion in a bit. AMS available, but that's going to be lots of physical damage that can still go through it. Army of the Dead joined the fight. Zelenith is going to get naded to the face, but not before Flexing took a ton of damage from him. Beefed is going to be next as a Feral Druid around the corner. Flare, Freezing Trap as well as Steel Trap, and a Camo getting used for flexing immediately. It looks like he does have dots on himself, and the bleed opener with that rake onto Flexing is going to begin the duel. Turtle Shell coming out immediately. Flexing no longer has the manic bandages, but he does have a billion traps sitting in here. Looks like Beefed is going to reposition, going for a reset, but I don't think he's going to go into those traps. Flexing tried to cut him into those traps, just like, oh, you know exactly where I'm at. You know where we are. Steel Trap. Looks like the flare did get him out. Trink is the Steel Trap into a Freezing Trap. Super unfortunate. Flexing has a stun to follow with Resonating Arrow. That'll be the perfect setup for him. Does have the stun. Resonating Arrow does come out, and it has so much damage through the wall. Beef can't even touch him right now. Trying to go for a kite. Actually, harpoons through the wall. I never even thought about using harpoon through the wall like that. But actually it worked out kind of interestingly. I didn't even think you could actually do that. That's next level. Wait, imagine running away from people in World PvP. Resonating Arrow, go behind the wall, harpoon, add them. After most people chase you behind the wall. And that's going to be Beef try to go for a War Stomp. Recovering a little bit on health, but still super low. Does have a wall. He might have to use a Freezing Trap, and Flexing does get himself a bit of recovery. Beef is extremely low in health. Kill shot is going to come out any moment. Wall needs to come in immediately for Beef. Otherwise, he's not in a good spot. Wall still not being used. I think maybe he's just hoping that this pod is going to keep him alive here. But you know the pod health bar is way above? There's actually no health bar. I think Blizzard needs to add a health. There's a health bar. It's like way up in the sky. Way up. For some reason. Gonna be that Ring of Peace. Knocking Flexing out of Camel with electric by Brew Captain. As he rolls into a Fist of Fury. Trinkets out of the stun. Freezing Trap. But the Zuen still pumping in damage. And Aventador gonna be up next. Gonna hit with the disarm, but you can't disarm a cat. Or can you? I guess you could depaw one. Which would be kind of Morbid. Karma available for Brew. He doesn't play good Karma though, so that's still lots of damage that Aventador can just go into. He only has to worry about the damage the Karma will do, but Brew is not able to heal with that. Big old bite to follow. Playing a ring lets you, stops you from playing good Karma. Good Karma allows a monk to maintain a lot of that survivability. Going to be KM up next over Aventador, going for the Shadow Strikes with a 100% crit setup. Kidder shot off of that go, and trying to get more cheap Viscerates in there. Aventador does go for a setup onto KM, but he is going to shrink it out of it immediately. Shadow Step and pass. Cat Jam, cheap shot. Looking for the reset. Got his Robin Hood mod going on here. I like that. Except I feel like female Oryx when they run with that mod look a little funky. Just me. Cat Jam healing up, making sure he is all set and ready to go for the rogue, expecting the 100% crit playstyle any time. He is playing Relentless Stricken since he is a human. Gives an opportunity to do so. Going to be a sap by KM with no trinket, vanish available, blind available, cloak of shadows available. As long as he doesn't get a setup by Cat Gem, he'll be in a good spot. Bubble coming out for Cat Gem. Going to be Shadowy Duel for KM, but Cat Gem I think can still see him, right? Can he not? Oh, maybe what he does? He picked up the eyes. That's why Cat Jam getting KM out of stealth, and that's going to be quite a bit of damage for Cat. Looks like KM is actually playing the. Unless that's Cat Jam buffing himself as a Night Fae, it looked like KMW is playing as a. Was that KM's bleed? Is that what that was? I think Cat Jam is Kyrian, right? I think that was a dot, the bleed, the poison from KM as a Night Fae. Was it not? Trying to go for a bit of a setup. Cheap shot onto Cat Jam. Needs himself a re-stealth in order to get the damage rolling. Clucker shot is just cycle of defense is trying to get the damage to the Cat Jam, but looks like he is going to go for a reset. Hand of Freedom available for the Paladin. Stops in the middle of that Hand of Freedom to catch up a heal or two. And I think KM is playing that Night Fae, right, boys? Because I believe that was Sepsis. I don't really see... Because it was like... It was blue, like Night Fae ability. And it was like a flower, which which for a second I thought maybe it's Cat Gem blessing himself with one of the blessings of the season, but I don't believe that's what they look like. Bob coming out for Cat Gem, Hodge onto KM and Cat Gem. No, Cat Gem is Kyrian, so it has to be KM as a Night Fae. Interesting, boys. Interesting. You can disarm, but it's pretty useless. For Pharaohs, it takes stats away. I guess if you're taking lots of damage and you have disarm, and you're getting just struck by Feral and you just want to reduce the damage he's doing to you, I guess a disarm would do it, right? Or at least reduce some of the stats, make those bleeds take a little bit less, so maybe you'll survive. But I guess you normally wouldn't go for it just because it doesn't have enough value. But I see what you mean. Cat Gem versus KM, and it turns out KM is a Night Fae. We haven't seen him use the Night Fae form yet, I don't think. As a rogue is waddling over to Cat Gem, has a 100% crit setup. Shadow Blade's available very, very soon. He's going to go for a kiddish out to Cat Gem, trying to get the Shadow Strikes work. And that's going to be the Night Fae rogue poison ability, which Cat Gem is actually going to take a bit of damage from. Trying to heal through it. I think he can actually cleanse it with a Paladin Cleanse. Hodge to KM, trying to make some damage happen. Going to be the rogue trinketing out, and Cat Gem without a bop or a bubble might actually be in a bad spot. KM looking for a bit of a reset. Trying to see if he can catch himself a reset. That's going to be Judgment still hitting him. Pony up with a Hand of Freedom. The rogue is still running, and I think Cat Gem was able to get at least one more hit on him with a Templar's rogue popping out. Maybe a little too early. Cheap shot coming out. Get this shot to follow. Might have enough damage here, actually. Does he have it? Looks like he actually does have it. And Wog Champ looks like he's going to give him a bit of an honor duel, at least. Yeah, it looks like this Paladin is at least going to give him an honor duel. And KM going for a bow from a distance, just to make sure the Paladin doesn't attack him. But he did go for a bow and is at least given an opportunity to heal up. So KM, take your time. 41% dampener here, so it's not really going to be a lot of heals available. KM is limited in what he can do. Cloak of Shadow is available, blind up, vanish coming up very, very soon. No trinket though, so in a single stun, he might be in a really bad spot. However, if Wog for any reason presses bubble, KM could use Shadowy Duel to just kind of invis out of him if he is fast enough. But only if KM is playing the 100% crit Lego, which I don't know if he is or isn't. I think he is. I think most rogues are. Actually, it looks like he's gonna... Maybe he isn't. Because he opened up, he was perfectly okay not getting the proper 100% open, and wanted to go for the Rupture Blind onto... And that's gonna be a vanish. Actually could have went for a Shadowy Duel, almost getting caught out. But at least he was able to break out of there pretty quickly. And Wog lagging a bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Does KM give him the honor duel? Wait for Wog. That bubble is lasting for a while. Am I DC'd? Or is that just WOG? It's me. Oh, I DC'd? Huh. But the stream is still live, right? He's fine for me? Well, that'll explain it. I guess I'll just wait until it works itself out. Because the stream is still live. Huh. Stream is okay, stream is fine. Okay, weird. But I guess I DC'd while I was in the arena. Spectating. Look at him go. Dude, he's chugging. He's just chugging. He got an infinite bubble. It's almost like Torghast. He got the 1.5 minute bubble. Open and close WoW. Maybe that'll work. Need some more from our group. Oh, I mean, sounds good, my man. Dead? Wait, did it all over? Did it all end and I just didn't get to see it? Oh no. Unfortunate. I guess I might have to close WoW and broke it so hard to lag them out. I guess. Marathon runner? He is a marathon runner, dude. Look at him. He's just chugging. I never actually looked at bubble. It has like a really cool effect compared to the original one. You can see the details. That's cool. It's so shiny. Huh. That's a cool mog. They're still in. Or I can live stream on Discord to see. Let me do this. Let me, I guess I'll close WoW, right? And we'll try it again. I guess we'll close WoW and we'll try it again. No idea what happened there, boys. No idea what happened there. Must have been maybe a DC on the server I'm on. Dalaran? Maybe something happened to the server. I guess it could have happened, yeah. I could be anything as a people born in what? Alright, boys, getting back in. We'll see if it even lets us watch the duel. Maybe it'll be kind of buggy. But that was unfortunate. I don't know if the duel is continuing or if it's over. Looks like it's... is it still going on? Oh, it is. Oh, we got a weird floated camera, though. Well, the duel must go on in WoW Champ. We actually can't even, like, follow the health bars because it's a little buggy. Gonna be intro for the Rogue and KM trying to make the name of champ. But cheap shot, actually, we did end up seeing the end of that duel, boys. A little bit awkward in terms of how I had to watch that one, but there it is, man. There it is. Well, that was a little bit awkward. Hopefully we won't have any kind of DC like that again. Boys, let me know if you have a group. We got Chicago with a 5v5 already. All right, Boris also with a group ready to go. But not going to because of the shield because all the covenants are bad to rogues now. All the covenants are bad to rogues? You mean like all the covenants are bad for rogues? Mython has a group 5. I will blend in my group now. Now bad as a holy main shock bearer. Wait, you had holy shock? That's pretty good. Let me get Boris and Chicago in here, and Night King is ready to go too. We'll get Night King versus either Witch Captain or Mithron, one of those two. Let me get Chicago though. Yeah, hopefully we won't have that kind of lag here again, but that's weird. That doesn't happen often. Only time that used to happen is when we were having like actual like internet issues, you know what I mean? When we were having some real internet issues. Two more for your group. Alright, with Matukes, it's a group, man. We gotta get Matukes in there too. We gotta get Matukes in there too if he gets the group up and running, man. Alright, switch. We got ourselves team 1 with Chicago. Oh, yeah, everybody's kind of stacked up in there. But we got Chicago. We got ourselves Swervy with Arena and Valor Peachy over there as well. How you boys are doing? Valor, how you doing, my man? Of the Destiny ground for now. We got ourselves Allied as a Retribution Paladin on team 2 with CM Thanatos still going out as a Demon Hunter. I don't wonder what Lego is running for the H. Clutch as a rogue, Demonic as a rogue, and Restraint as a Shadow Priest under the wing of Allied. Just keeping him under his wing, under his watch. Good luck and have fun, everybody. Again, as always, rogues be out of stealth unless you're dueling pharaohs. Actually, we got no pharaohs, never mind. No worries about that. Anybody else with buffs? Priest buffs can be shared. Used to have pally buffs, but now they kind of have auras, so that... I feel like an aura is fine. I feel like Devotion Aura for the team. 3% damage reduction. Maybe there will be some duels where it's like, man, if only I did 3% more damage, that would have been it. But, you know, it's such a raid-specific cooldown that I don't really feel... If Paladins end up playing Devotion, I don't think it's the worst if they end up giving it to their team. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the worst. Cheap shot by Swerve. Trinkets out of it immediately. Going to be a Hodge or the Clutch. Is Clutch going to go for a trinket out of the Hodge? Clutch, no trinketing the Hodge with the kidney shot of Swervy. Is he going to swerve the hell out of it? Does hit him with that hammer hanging above his head, looking to ban the guy. Shadow stepping past the Paladin. Does get a sippy cup. Shadows before the hammer crashes in. The judgments do connect. Cheap shot, very short for Clutch. Trying to go for Clutch damage here. But Swervy looks like he's going to be nice and lively for now. Got him some wings, and Clutch might have to either blind or vanish out of this one. Does have evasion rolling. Smoke bomb to follow. Try to see if he can catch a restyle somehow, but the judgments still continue pumping. And Clutch is still alive for now, but not for long. Kidney shot onto Swervy. It looks like Bob is available for the Paladin. Trying not to let this rogue get out scot-free. Does at least burn a Bob for the rogue to hit vanish. The next blind, though, might be pretty tough. And if he has Shadowy Duel on demand, Swervy bubbles, Shadowy Duel disappear. Which I believe if you bubble, you do disappear from Paladin's bubble. Because it's an immunity, but I could be wrong on that one. Kidney shot on Swervy. Doesn't have bubble for just yet. There's going to be 4 Barons for a bit. Clutch trying to make some damage happen. Kyrian is the play here. Cheap shot trying to continue the damage. Blind to Swervy. And Swervy will definitely have a bubble for this one. Bubbles early. Does Clutch go for the Shadowy Duel on him? Looks like he just Shadow Stepping past him behind the pillar. That's where he does pick up a little bit of Holy Power. 4 massive heals with Word of Glory. Clutch does trick it out of a Hodge. She hit the shot onto Swervy. Still trying to bail out, but Swervy got that ranged damage. Clutch looking for an escape. Does he get an escape out of this situation? Hammer hanging over his head. Swervy just needs a bit of damage. Word of Glory is keeping him alive, and Clutch is going to get hammered down with a variety of different hammers. We got Judgments. We got the Avenging Wrath. We got ourselves, well, not Avenging Wrath, that would be Bubble, that would be Wings. It looks like Demonic is going to take out Swervy with that 100% crit setup. Quick eviscerate at the end, and down he goes, getting a doubted Chicago as a Necrolord. And he is out of there immediately. Chicago popping off the Ghost was trying to make the damage happen. Does get a Counter-Strike Totem, which actually is doing quite a bit of damage to Demonic. Going for a Cloak of Shadows for Counter-Strike. Chicago hits him with the Chain Harvest, which I don't think hits Demonic because it was Cloak of Shadows. Because that is shadow damage. But it does give a heal for Chicago. Picking up the eyes immediately. Demonic is actually kind of behind health-wise. If Chicago can get on top of him, looks like Demonic does not take down CS totems at all. So the Counter-Strike totem could be huge. Does go for a stun around the corner. Sap comes up for Demonic to make sure he gets the opener onto Chicago. And as long as he has himself a proper go, he'll be in a good spot. As long as he gets himself a very clean go. Shield available for Chicago with an Earth Shield. Looking for another set of eyes. Demonic might just have to go for another sap. Looks like he's just going to open up with a kidney shot. Trying to make the damage happen. Chicago ascending with the big wall available as well. Still Demonic throwing down the stuns back to back. But Chicago hasn't taken the most amount of damage there just yet. Demoniac still continue to Shadow Strike. But the healing for the Shaman is just too massive. But the blind does separate the two, allowing Demonic to catch himself a bit of a reset. And Chicago so far has been able to tussle against Demonic toe to toe. Out of defenses, however, and out of majority of offenses, minus Ghost was coming back very soon. Demonic, I think, might actually have the play. Chicago, though, is at full health, so maybe Ghost Wolf, full health. Actually, I was thinking Ghost Wolf, but actually, no, there's an honor sound with Ghost Wolf. I was thinking like the debuff, the defensive that stacks up to 20% while in Ghost Wolf and the mobility, but he has a rolling Earth Shield, so he can only have one of those. That's going to be Demonic, get himself a little bit of a shield, but actually decides to sneak away. I guess so that maybe the sap is really DR'd. Or didn't last long at all. So he does dip back. And maybe just so I'd have to wait for cooldowns. He does have Cloak of Shadows coming up very soon. Vanish available in just mere seconds. It looks like he's back up on the approach. With a cheap shot opener. Shadow Strike, big damage. Mark for death off of that. Kidney shot actually. Decided to go for a stun instead. That is Ghost was available for Chicago though. And that's going to be some damage coming down for Demonic. But can Chicago recover in health? Actually, plenty of Maelstrom from all those Ghosts. So should be able to give himself back up all the health. CS Totem coming down is going to zap Demonic back. Massive Chain Harvest allows Chicago a massive reversal. Almost like he does a health swap with Demonic just now. And Demonic does vanish out of there. I guess it's a good thing that Demonic waited out for all the vanishes. Chicago picking up the eyes, but looks like they're going to hit his sap. No trinket available. It looks like there's just nothing they can really do to deal with it. I think they should have maybe tried to see if they could bait a sap next to the eyes. Look like they're about to walk into it, but then don't. Getting a shot, but Demoniac looking for some damage. Does avoid the stun totem. Chicago taking quite a bit of damage. Still they have a heal. Cheap shot, but Demoniac does take him out. Looks like no Maelstrom was available for the Shaman. Wall was coming up. And did have a trinket coming up very, very soon. But maybe they were thinking, you know what? If I survive this, I'll have a trinket and wall to continue fighting. But if I don't, well then, I guess I don't. Next up, I made a mistake there. Sorry, type it for a second. Next up is going to be Arena as a Night Elf. Windwalker Monk. Interesting, look. Interesting choice. He's playing Serenity, by the way, so he's not actually playing the images. He's not playing Storm and Fire. We'll see how well Serenity works out for him. Did pick up the eyes to see if he can find Demoniac. Does he get to see him? Nope, looks like he didn't find him. No incaps and nothing. I really do wonder how that's going to work out for him. Serenity. Maybe he'll just have a massive one-shot for the rogue. No trick available for Demoniac. Does have an evasion. So, maybe the guy named Arena obviously plays all the arenas and only arenas. Arena on Scenarios. Elixir Demoniac is just going to have a little bit of a slower go. We are in the 6-minute, boys. 9% dampener. Demoniac does have Shadow Blades. Arena is still holding on to a trinket, so most likely will trinket the go with Shadow Blades or without. So as long as Demoniac has a way to reset, Fleshcraft is available, trying to give himself a little bit of a health buffer before he gets himself a proper reset. And he's going to go for a cheap shot. Does Arena trinket this? Big damage out of Demoniac. Does use trinket Lexi, but a Demoniac trinkets out of it. The incap does break into a blind. I think Arena was hoping to get a leg sweep, and the incap as Demoniac trinkets a leg sweep. But that's going to be a clean reset for Demoniac. Arena has Zuen, but I don't know if Zuen can really help him out. Does actually get on top of Demoniac for a second, but he's still in stealth. Looking to find him. Does aim him out. Cheap shot. Cutie shot coming out. And I think it's going to be it for the boy named Arena. As Demoniac does end up taking him out. Valrup up next. Charging in. Trying not to let this rogue get a proper clean reset. As Demoniac does go behind the pillar. Smoke bombing in there and everything. Making sure he can't leave with this consecration. He's just kind of being his gatekeeper right now. Demoniac is just stuck in jail cell. And Valrup is the guy responsible. The guy with the keys. If Demoniac can maybe Shadow Step past him after a sab, he might be okay. Look at Shadow Step. Oh, he Shadow Step to somebody else. Normally, I'm not okay with Rogue Shadow Step into somebody else, but you know what? I'll allow it. Just because now Valrup is thinking, oh, I got him closed in. I got him closed in. He was standing there for a second like, there's no way he escaped. There's no way he escaped. It's just funny, dude. It's just too funny. Demoniac. Still skulking behind the tombstone. Waiting to put Valrup in that tombstone. Actually walking by and sapping him. Not going in for damage at all. Valrup could go for a go here if Demoniac goes at him. Looks like he's just going to sap out the eyes and kind of just chill behind the another pillar. Another tombstone. And Valrup is going to go for the second set of eyes. I think Demoniac is just going to play it safe. We got 8 minutes, Duel, boys. 20% dampener. So they've been going at this duel for quite a while. Demoniac getting caught out with his pants down. Going for the Necrolord bleed. Skulker Shadows available. Is going to step past Valrup, kind of running into the tombstone side. Couldn't really walk up the ramp side of it. Cheap shotting Valrup as he's going for quite a bit of damage though. Valrup taking big hits into a blind right after. Does Valrup pull anything? Valrup only playing with a human racial. No PvP or no CC trinket breakers, like any kind of adaptation, no relentless, no nothing. He's playing some aggressive playstyle maybe. Makes me wonder what kind of trinket does he go for. Probably on use as well as a proc trinket together, right? So he's just gonna go for a one shot. Maybe, potentially. Is gonna land the consecration as Demoniac goes for a cheap shot. Bob coming out for Valrup. A Demoniac vanishes out of there immediately. If Valrup unable to catch up on health, he actually might be in a really bad spot. If Demoniac can get in there. Has a trinket, is going to get an interrupt into Valrup. No way for him to really deal with it. And that's going to be big damage out of the row. Good interrupt by Demoniac. Taking him out. And you gotta give this boy credit. He's not just playing some Kyrian, man. He's not playing Kyrian. He's playing that Necrolord, dude. Which I gotta give him credit. That's really cool. Shows you for sub rogues that you don't really need a Covenant. You just need 100% crit Lego and all the burst. And you're good to go. And maybe a nice kick here and there. But Peachy is going to be up next. It's going to be Necrolord versus Necrolord, with Peachy being the last one here. Peachy should have some massive bleeds and some massive heal over time, by the way, because of the swarm ability he gets to throw out. It's not quite as big and explosive as the Convoke, but it's really effective. And I think also swarm is really good for restoration druids and mythic pluses and PvP. I think it's just really nice for a hybrid playstyle. Cheap shot onto Peachy, he bar seals this immediately. Demonic still going for some crit damage into a cheap shot. A look at to see if he can get away from Peachy. Does hit him with a spike, but that's going to be clone out of Peachy. Going to be a trinket for Demoniac, though, with an evasion right after. Peachy is going to have to go for a bit of a self-heal. Did he throw the swarm on himself or on Demoniac? Demoniac still lobbing those bleeds in there. Peachy, actually, no, he is Incarnation with a balance druid. For some reason, I thought he was a feral. But he won Boomy this game. Maybe it was Boomy last game. I don't remember. But looks like the spike is going to stay in him. Almost gets Demoniac out. The spike does break to the sap. Oh, the sap breaks to the spike. That's going to be Peachy trinket out of the cheap shot. Roar and Demoniac trying to go for Cyclo. Still has Incarnation, so you still might have a big play here. If you can go for maybe like a massive setup with Wrath and Star Surge to follow, maybe. Looks like Incarnation is going to be gone. Is going to have to play more of a defensive playstyle with dots playing into it. And it looks like with Star Surges, the dots are really tearing Demoniac apart, actually. Thorns on top of it too. Demoniac, does he just die right here to the dots? Because the swarm is still on him. Getting the sap onto Peachy. A Demoniac might still melt. He's so close. Looks like the recovery comes in as he gets out of combat. And looks like he's going to be okay for now. Peachy bar skinning a little bit too early there. Expecting for Demoniac to go back in for more. But he ends up doing none of that. So now Peachy kind of has a defensive burned a little early. Does pick up the eyes. And could maybe see Demoniac. Does get him dotted up. Kidney shot coming out. Does Demoniac have enough damage here? Does he have enough damage here, boys? Cheap shot. Eviscerate. Looks like he does. Finishing it off as a 1v5 Necrolord Sub-Rogue. There it is, boys. There it is. Who needs them Kyrians? The Necrolord meta is the way. Actually, how much of your damage ended up being the spike Demoniac? I actually would like to know. Because if it's like 5% of your damage or 8%, anywhere between that, that's a decent number. That's a solid number. Does Matux have a group? He got 3. Okay. Do we have 5 Matux or do we still only got 3, man? Otherwise, we'll get Night King. Need one more? Yo, give it 30 seconds. Yo, can someone link me the damage that Demoniac did overall for that duel? Because I want to see how much damage ended up being his spike. I'm actually interested. I want to say if it's 5% to 8% of his damage, it's actually a really solid number. That's actually a very, very solid number. If someone has it. While we're waiting for Matix to get maybe one more. And we'll get him versus Night King. Well, we'll probably have to get Night King versus Matix, Wish Captain, Mithrin fight each other. So, Sword, hit point 8, 6%. But because I used 2 spikes to get 5 calm points. 2 spikes for 5 calm? How'd you do that? What? Sorry, bone spike, sorry, bone spike. Well, you would have to combine them together. But 3.8? He says it's 6%, but... Huh. 2.8. Rupture blades? So was it 6% or was it 3.5? Huh. 3.8 is using my details. So it's not as high as I want it to be. Okay. Yeah, if it was about 5% or so, 8%-ish or so, I think it would have been... But you do have secondary benefits from it for the extra common points, right? It's kind of like the Kyrian thing, except Kyrian thing really does do damn now. But you also have the secondary benefits of it. Okay, so this Matix is looking for one more. We'll split up Night King and Witch Captain and Mithrin. So we can have Mithrin and Matux, right? And then we can have Boris against Night King or Witch Captain, Chicago against the other. Mixing you guys up a little bit, mixing and matching everybody. Let's go for a Night King and Wish Captain. Do I have water or am I out? I only have a little bit of water. Hold on, boys. That's tasty. Let me go get more water. I'm actually kind of thirsty. Let me just hover over to the fridge real quick, get another water bottle, and we'll get the duels up immediately. Okay, boys? Okay. Oh, we're good now. We're good now, boys. 05 Raid Shadow Legends Chicago. We'll get you into one of those duels as soon as we cycle through. Some of the other boys have been waiting. Thank you so much for your patience, boys. I really do appreciate it. We've been waiting for a while. Full team. What about Cat Jam? We'll get Cat Jam immediately after this one. I try to get through people that have been waiting. I have a kind of an order system that I kind of keep track of you guys. The easiest for me to do is to put you guys on screen and try to see, because I do want variety. I don't want to have the same people playing each other over and over. I want different teams to play each other, and that might mean some teams might have to wait just a little longer before they can play. And I try to get through these as soon as I can, man. I can't control how fast these duels go, you know what I mean? Did I save that last one? Oh, goodness. Let's hope that I'm a saving case. Just in case. 22, 23. Cool. Send you a screenshot on disc. Appreciate you. I'll peep it right after this duel. How does that sound? Yeah, I see ya. We got ourselves, switch. We got ourselves Team 1 with Chill Pills. Gonna be first up as a Frosty DK versus Grimmon on the other team. It looks like it's gonna be a 1-to-1 wombo combo. Chill Pills actually having to get aggressive here pretty early on against Grimmon. Chill Pills is coming up for the Retribution Paladin. Big damage out of Chill Pills. I don't know where. Wait, what? Whoa! Chill Pills just massacred my boy. Big damage into KM right after. One of these obliterates. They were just chunking these guys. Is that a pet onto KM too? Looks like KM did have to deal with the pet. Does explode the pet. KM somehow. Oh, he does get out of stealth though. Chipless can someone get on top of him. Fleshcraft is coming out. Goes in for a cheap shot. Chipless at least had himself a defensive for a second or two. Evasion is available for the rogue and does get a poison on Chipless. Does go for Lichborn with death strike. Death coils back to back to fuel his Frosty Fury. Man, that was some big damage. That was some big obliterates. See, maybe it's the maze that does the trick. Does try to go, does clip him with the Remorseless Witcher for a second. The sap does not last long. If you can get the rogue out in combat, get him dotted or something, he does not. Looks like KM still has a disease on him though that keeps taking him out of stealth. Chill Pills does throw down the Dragon Strike, the Syndragosa. Not enough though. The Frostrum Fury. Syndragosa Breath will be another thing actually. Gonna be Chill Pills IBFing out of this damage. Trying to see if he can turn up the heat. Got himself some big obliterates coming back to back. Cloak Shot is available for KM. Is able to at least manage with some of the Frosty damage. Big obliterate. Smashes down the rogue. Smashes his skull in half. Just cracks it open like a coconut. And that's going to be obliteration up next with a combustion. Blinking away from Chill Pills. Chill Pills using the line inside in the middle to kind of wait out for combustion to be over. Anti-magic zone coming in. Try to stay in anti-magic zone for as long as possible. Probably going to interrupt onto the G-Pie. Where did the mage go? And obliteration actually went to the other side of the waterfall. With Chill Pills and Neutral recovery, does have transfusion rolling. Might be able to get a lot of death strikes back to back. We haven't seen DKs go for transfusion in quite a while. And it's going to have to get some slows onto obliteration. Has some cooldowns coming back. Chill Pills does have a lot of resources to work with. Death strikes are coming back to back. There's going to be a stun into obliteration with the Remorseless Winter. For Chill Pills, it's a freebie stun. Obliteration trying to land himself in Invis if possible. Chill Pills dropping down Death and Decay. Gripping obliteration in front of him with a stun to follow with a Strangulate. Big obliterate afterwards. But that's going to be Breath for obliteration as he separates from Chill Pills. Does get blinks while he is unable to cast fire damage. And Chill Pills is going to get a pet in there. The pet should get a freebie stun in there, which is going to DR obliteration pretty hard. But that's also another set of health for Chill Pills as he recovers a lot of health. Transfusion rotating with the second help in hand coming out versus obliteration. Going to be an ice block for the mage. And Chill Pills at least was able to recover a lot of health. Force a lot of pressure into Oblit. And Oblit recovered all the health, I guess, while inside of ice block. That is a conduit for them. That's going to be Chill Pills trying to see if it might be able to crack through the shields of obliteration. Still continue to hit death strikes whenever possible. Just trying to hit death strikes early in order not to fall behind against the Frost Mage. Into the stun right after onto obliteration. Not much you can really do with combustion. Trying to CC. All the combustion obliterates are still flying. And obliteration is probably going to get hit with an obliteration himself. Oh, the Connor Rise trying to keep him lively, but that's going to be the pod. Unless Chill Pills just doesn't have the damage to break through a pod, it's over. Wait. Oh. Almost didn't have enough. It looked like he was about to get his full res off. But it's going to be Chill Pills get hit with a stun from Zeloneth. Zelenith playing that Unholy Triple, surrounded by the army of the undead. AMS coming out, might have to rotate even more defenses. That's a lot of damage coming out for the Unholy Death Knight. The Frost DK Triple is trying to hang in there, trying to maximize the amount of health he's able to get. Lichborn available, is rotating with those death coils, still having to play very defensive, while Zelenith is allowed to play hyper aggressive on him. Zelenith actually popping off that death pack really early. Chilpa is not able to use death pack for now. If he does use it, he better have some damage lined up because he's not going to be around for much longer. Big Dragon Strike from above onto Zelenith, still holding onto his death pack. Zelenith actually survived the necrotics of his death pack. And Chilpa's still alive. Death pack available. Does he have the damage? Stun onto Chilpa's no way out. IBF available actually. Could IBF this if he needed to? Is going to get himself a shield, slowing down Zelenith. Zelenith rotating Lichborn and actually using death coils aggressively instead of defensively. Chilpils does wait out through the necrotics of the death pack. Transfusion is available. Zelenith tried to see if he could leap away from him. The chain of ice and chain of ice for both of them. Keeping the DK's own combat. Chilpils got the help in hand. Zelenith, not a lot he really has left. Looks like the monk getting gripped in, but he is calm and collected. Chilpils taking him out, trying to take the momentum towards Brew Captain right after. Going to be immediate disarmed by the monk. Stun on Chilpils as he has even more resource rolling with a rune weapon. Remorseless Winter is available, should get a stun into Brew Captain unless he can get away somehow. Ring of Peace is available, so Brew Captain does not have good karma play. And Chilpa is able to get a lot of death strikes from the images, expecting the stun out of, or Fist of Fury out of Brew Captain any moment. Trying to play very, very carefully around it. There goes a Fist of Fury, landing big damage. Chilpa is with a transfusion. Brew Captain trying to see if maybe the big brew wall is able to keep him running. Karma available. Chilpa is no AMS. Does have AMZ at least. But looks like maybe the damage for Brew Captain is too much. Touch of death through the Fleshcraft. And down goes the Frost Juggernaut with Brew Captain last one left of on his team. After that Frozen Storm just rolled through Team 2. Just a Blizzard rolled through, man. Just a Remorseless Winter rolled through. I think that I got a good title for this video. This Death Knight is the embodiment of a Remorseless Winter. Just a biting cold. Crazy. Let's go to Vivifies for Brew. Does go for Alexip onto Dalaran. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Oh. I like so many cool human customizations. So many people, nobody plays the same vanilla humans anymore. Everybody got so much of like cool new human customizations going on for the tunes. I noticed. The beards and haircuts and all that. Big Fist of Fury is flying for Brew Captain as Dalaran. Hope it will stay on his heel. But that's going to be massive support for Brew Captain while the Paladin takes a second to figure out what's going on. Brew is going to have to use all that mobility to catch up. Big ports available as Dalaran. Limited mobility Paladin. Able to do only so much, but throw judgments. Hodgin to Brew. Does he have a go? Final Verdict does come out. Has a trigger for it. I don't think it's going to be enough. Well, maybe actually. That's going to be a big old bubble available for Dalaran. This needs one more hit. Dale Earnhardt Jr. got it, boys. Maybe. Brew landing that karma. No bop available. Dalaran's actually looking to burn through that karma. Can he do it? Let's think it's going to be maybe Brew Captain getting another one in the books. Shield of Vengeance available for the Palo, and that's going to be it. All those images, the Zoan and the massive powerful kicks of Brew Captain, taking him out quite handily. With Cantribus going to be up next. Warrior rolling in with the spear onto Brew Captain. Can't really go anywhere. Does get hit by the spear once. And then bails out of it immediately. Going to be Cantribus trying to see if he can catch up. Needs that execute. Does he have one more charge or leap? He just needs one more global. Zerker raging out of that income. Just needs himself a few more hits. And that's going to be a port for Brew as Cantribus does fall off the platform. Looks like Brew might be able to survive this. All he needed was one execute. One execute. Fist of Fury flying for Brew Captain, trying to make some damage happen to Cantribus. With a disarm right after. The Warrior could only do so much but punch. But punch. And maybe kick. And roar. As it charges right in. And Brew Captain should be able to survive the Stormbolt coming out for Cant. And there's going to be a parry to follow Brew. Just looking to avoid him as best as possible. We're at the 8-minute mark, boys. 21% dampener. And looks like Cantribus does have him locked in a fear. Warbreaker comes in. Zerker Rage not available. And even if it was, it's going to be a Ring of Peace booping him out of the way. Try to see if he can leap in there. The Ring of Peace stops him. There goes the big old spear. Stops Brew Captain. Brew Captain has the Fist of Fury to deal with this. He's doing okay. Ketchup does need himself maybe a defensive. Stun onto Brew. Can he maybe turn around? The spear is slashing and dashing at the guy. It did start to fall. Ketchup still is alive though. How is he still lively? Haymaker onto Brew. Does charge right after. And Brew does have the carry-in weapons of order, or does actually still does, right? It is actually such a long cooldown. I keep forgetting it's like a metamorphosis. Fist of Fury, stopping Ketchup for a second. Does he have a way to break through Fist of Fury? Gonna be a big old kick for Brew. Captain looks like he was just putting in work. With Nightly Ghoul, yeah. As another Frost DK rolling up onto Brew Captain. Another Frosty. So many Frost DKs, boys. From Sisters of Elune. Brew's going to be able to catch up on a lot of heals though, so he's going to be good for him. We still also have Evil Doer in the back, so that's a lot of people that Brew Captain is actually going through, man. That is actually a ton of people. If he's able to somehow come back, defeat Nightly Ghoul, and have a duel against Evil Doer, he might actually be able to have the biggest comeback for his team. But we'll see how it works out, as Nightly Ghoul does send in the dragon missing by a hair. But the DK still has plenty of damage if they are as aggressive and as resourceful as Chill Pills is, or even half as resourceful. They should have this duel at least be a clutch one. It's going to be sacrificing the pet very early on at 32% dampening. Probably not a terrible idea. Nightly, super low in health. Do they have anything else to survive? Not playing Death Pact. It looks like Brew Captain does change up the scene to a 1v1 versus Evil Doer. Can Evil Doer make a comeback or finish it off for his team? Or does Brew get himself the biggest comeback of the century? Opener does force the trinket out of the monk with an incap to follow as Brew repositions into the waterfall, trying to create some space between him and the druid. The druid not even going for a restealth. Thorns available. Just kind of wants Brew Cap to attack him. Wants him to hit him. But the Ring of Peace is keeping him at bay. Big old bite into Brew does land the port, but the bite still sets in. Bash onto Brew. It is going to be a pretty big bash with Convoke. Does he get a big setup with Convoke? Looks like that was some rest in there and does end up finishing off Brew. I don't know if he had a karma for that one, but he almost made a big old comeback. Chill Pills actually got 4 kills. It looks like he didn't, but he actually did because of Obliteration playing Night Fae. You get the pod. If you break through the pod actually kills the person inside. It's gonna be funky like that. It's gonna be funky like that. But that's how it is sometimes, boys. Let's get another open running. Yeah, Mithrin and maybe Matux in here. Get Mithrin and Matux. If one of them ain't ready, we could probably go Mithrin, who is ready. Versus Boris, I guess. US, SL, and 23, 24. Let's check the screenshot real quick, boys. It was about... as a screenshot of the damage that Boris had for that duel for the whole duration. Lots of shadow strikes. Wesley Games, thank you so much for the... It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. If that would have been a 1v5, he would have gotten the druid killed. That would have been tops. But he played really well. I mean, he had to go from one person to the next, and just go through CDs, man. It was rough. Yo, can we get a hashtag Wesley chat for the 2 big bones, 229 big EU bones? Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you, my dude. Let's go Demonic with a bone spike for about 2.7. That's about, what, 3.8? That's about the same as the other Rogue Linked. 3.8% dam. It does give you common points, though, right? Corpo? What is it? Oh, is that auto? Corpo. Is that auto attack? Huh. Never seen it like that before. That's cool. Still one more. Alright, but you're still waiting for a +1. We get Boris versus Mithrin. We get somebody with Chicago, the Blue Captain or Night King. So we'll just start cycling you guys and rotating you guys as best as we can. Yeah? But Chooks, as soon as you got yourself a group, man, we'll get you in here. Mithi Run. Almost messed up your name. And Boris. Is that Cat Jam? That's Mithrin. We can get him in here, yeah. That's Cat Jam. I didn't see Reality Mithrin, so I say Mithrin kind of deal. You know what I mean? We need some more? No, unforge. Boys, they need more, man. Help them out, dudes. Help them out, man. Help a brother out. But you guys looking for people? I think Horde, right? As Volpera. We have 5 mad. We have 5 mad. Yo, Veslin, can you at me after in chat? Just at Dalaran. hit me up as soon as the duel is over. I can add you and we can get you in here, man, if you got 5. I can get you after this duel, man. How does that sound? Alrighty, switch. We got ourselves team 2 with, we got Alade as a Retribution Paladin. Now we got to play last time. We got Restrained with Liquid Fire. Are we fire? We are fire. Demoniac as a rogue, and we got Shiryu. How you doing, my guy? Going in with a massive spear on his back as a monk versus Team Cat Jam. On Cat Jam team, we're gonna have a Feral Aventador up first with Poison Soaks in the back. We got ourselves Flex and Cutie and Scarlet, all available and ready to go. Aventador looking for maybe a different opener onto Liquid Fire is going to open up. Liquid not going for any kind of responses in the opener, going for a double stun as Aventador. How do you get a second stun in there? It looked like it was a double rake. I guess he Shadow Stealth, how Shadow Melded? Liquid Fire? What kind of legendary playing? Breath onto Aventador doesn't sit the breath long at all. Liquid Fire just going for the Fire Blast Pyros and letting the images do majority of the damage, having to back up and maybe go for some food. And Aventador is going to charge in, trying to maybe reduce any kind of eats for Liquid Fire, force him to stay on his toes. Going to be a Nova for the Mage. I don't really know if they have much left, or they're going to be able to leap it in with an Ice Block for Liquid Fire. Does give him a lot of health recovery with a Conduit. What kind of legendary is Liquid Fire playing? I'm not seeing a triple shield, which is what most mages are running right now. Trying to go for a Breath of Aventador, expect for him to be next to him. He is not. The Feral is going to be out of stealth, still catching himself in the reopener. Big old bite onto Liquid Fire. Does have Alter Time available, so should be able to maybe get himself a setup. Combustion is ready. Mining to Alter Time early. Trying to see if he can chase after Aventador. Has big Pyros available. Is playing the Nightfare Covenant. Trinkets out of this and almost had the Pyros ready. If only he didn't get confused in which direction he blinked to. He actually would have been able to get double Fire Blast Pyro into Fire Blast into Pyro maybe. That's how much time he had there. Going to be reopened by Aventador. Does he have Ring of Peace? Actually, just going to go with a big old Meteor on Aventador. Does poke out of cat form for a second to get himself a bit of a heal. And that's going to be a wall for the Feral Druid. Liquid Fire still does have Cauterize Shift and Power. Is going to use as he gets interrupted. With a breath onto Aventador. Liquid Fire could maybe still come back. They're still not out of the duel. Aventador catching up on a lot of health. And Liquid Fire hopefully has food to maybe catch up on. If he does, he'll be in a good spot, man. Any kind of eats is going to help him. And actually, big eats. Look at that. Almost Nova. Aventador out of stealth. Still going to have to eat that opener. Man, the Feral is just tearing through the Mage. Breathing on him. Alter Time available. He's going to be able to catch up on health. That is an arcane ability. Oh, no. Alter Time a little late. That is going to be the pod. And Aventador should be able to take down the pod before Liquid Fire gets any kind of setup with it. Next up is going to be Alade. Been itching to play some games, man. Been itching to hit some Ferals with some judgments. Is going to be able to at least mount up, chasing after the Feral, landing the opener around the corner. And Alade is a perfect covenant against the Feral Druid. Is able to deal with the bleeds quite handily. Thorns available for it as he's just sitting in that bear from getting belted. Actually, going to be a Hodge as he tried to go for a Cyclone. Alade does choose to go for big wings. Did get himself Seraphim up and running. Big damage coming out. Aventador catching a re-stealth into a stun, into some sprint, but big judgment from downtown, taking him out. Alade just had massive Seraphim setup. Seraphim just gives you so much extra mastery, versatility, crit, as well as haste. If a paladin does end up committing big damage for a massive Seraphim, you better be worried. Scarlet is going to be up next, playing that Frosty, making those shatters work. We haven't really seen a Frost Mage dominating these duels, man. I would actually love to see a Frost Mage just owning it up. Like, try to see if he might be able to seek in a heal past Scarlet. Scarlet does not have an interrupt. The silence comes out. Alade is having to go for a cure, and Vile does give him enough self-healing in order to deal with this. The Scarlet continuing to use the shatters in order to deal with Alade. But Alade's self-healing and self-sustainability is just way too high for him. He is able to at least maintain Frost Bolts. That's going to be Alter Time, which is perfect. Scarlet did decide to trinket that Hodge, actually. Still has Alter Time, I believe. And Alade just gotta wait next to the Alter Time. Knows he can port it back any moment. Wants to be there to interrupt immediately. Interrupt him with Frost with some wings. Hammer flying. Big hammer right after, but no Seraphim to combine with the damage. And that's going to be Alade still getting kind of around. Scarlet Faithing does have the kind ability. Does have the slows and roots for ages. As for the damage against Alade, at least, Alade just got so much ramp up. And I think that might have been a Miss Nova, or at least a DR Nova for Scarlet. Dropping down Frozen Orb. Alade trying to see if it could walk around it. Still super low. Might be actually a bubble or something. Does Alade have it? Does have a bubble. I'm surprised he actually decided to get that low and then Word of Glory himself. I'm actually so surprised. Scarlet does go for the ice block, does give him recovery on health. At least Frost Mages do have that, and you have 2 ice blocks. That's a lot of health recovery while you're immune, which is a massive, massive game changer for Conduit, which used to be a glyph back in Mists of Pandaria too. Glad they brought that back. Dora Shadows 4, Scarlet has the mobility. Poly onto Alade, does trick it out of it immediately. Another palm move going out. Man, it's been a bit. Mirrors of Torment with that Ray of Frost. Alade. Do Alade's attacks, like Judgments, do they count for mirrors? Because I think it used to be that there's 3 mirrors, but then there's like, it would be 1 if it's the last mirror. I don't know if it still has a visual part of it or not. Maybe it does. It's really hard to tell. I guess we'll know if Alade ever gets rooted and silenced. Then we'll know for sure. Looks like it's going to be another ice block for Scarlet. Alade still holding on to the bubble. Taking down the images in a single sweep, and it actually might even turn around onto the elemental. He technically could. Scarlet popping off with the Alter Time. Maybe if Alade can belf it off, Scarlet does create some distance. He's going to have to resummon a pet. That is some globals he did not want to use. Is going to blink back with Alade, meeting him with massive damage. Just that Seraphim Hammer ready to go. Man, that's rough. That's actually rough. I remember at the beginning of this expansion, like during the betas and then during the pre-patch, Frost Mages will slap, and I'm wondering if Frost Mages will make a comeback. Because I see a lot of fire. I see Arcane here and there, but I don't see a lot of Frost. I wonder if there's a play for Frost anywhere. Because Affliction is back. You know, Affliction is back from yesterday. If you guys were there. Red healing is stupid. Yeah, hybrid classes do have a lot of healing, so I guess that is fair. In a 1v1, I guess maybe for Frost Mages it would be tough. Maybe with a Rogue and the CC that Frost Mages have, and being able to have an extra person to land those kicks and, you know, cross CC, maybe that's where Frost Mages shine, but maybe in a pure 1v1 it just might not be their battleground. Alade still holding on to the bubble from the last 2 duels. I'm surprised he didn't press bubble. I'm surprised he just kind of stayed low. Just Word of Glory himself when he got like at 1% health. And it looked like, I mean, it looked like Scarlet was going to end it there, but I guess it didn't work out. That's rough though. That's a rough duel for sure. And Cat Jam not really pushing it out Alade. It looks like they're both going to exchange the judgments. Hodge gonna line up for Cat Jam first. Tricky coming out for Alade as a dropping kind of lowish on health. Shield evaders for the both of them. Alade shield does not hold long though, but Cat Jam's neither. And Alade dots of a massive Seraphim. Cat Jam does not look like he plays Seraphim. Alade is able to catch up on a lot of health, where Cat Jam is actually playing it very, might have to pop a bubble here. Does have wings, and Alade hasn't even used wings. Bubble coming out, and actually that's Alade's damage with Seraphim alone without wings. So imagine now that they have wings for Cat Jam, just how difficult it's going to be. Stun onto Cat Jam, no human racial available. It looks like Alade might end it here. Hodge coming out for Cat Jam, turning around, doesn't get the Word of Glories. He definitely needs more holy power right now. Is going to dip behind the pillar, catching those flashlights, and Alade is on his trail. We're at the 7-minute mark, boys. 16% dampener with Alade, still throwing down the hammers. And Cat Jam needs more holy power. I think at some point he just might need to use everything he has for holy power. Just Word of Glory himself. Bop still available if he needs it. Alade still holding on to Bubble if ever necessary. Hodge onto Cat Jam. Does he have the damage? Seraphim is there. I think that's all he needs. Doesn't even need wings. Seraphim is stronger than wings, boys. Oh my god. 45 seconds to D. It is nutty. Poison Soaks is going to be up next as a Feral. Maybe this is where Alade will finally have to use a bubble or even a Blessing of Protection. Bubble does come out. Hoping to turn the damage aggressive versus Poison. Poison is super far out, so might as well peel back and do a bit of recouping as we hit the 8-minute mark. 20% dampener, boys. Possibly amazing coming now on level 29. Oh yeah, what do you get around level 29? Is that a Soulbind that's going to be good for it? Yeah, that could be really good. Alade going super far away from any pillars, and actually somehow Poison Soaks does not get a proper opener. Convo coming out, actually landing random brass into Team 2. Big damage onto Alade. Does he have enough survivability here? Big reopener. Poison might just have a bomb coming out for Alade. Cyclone, does he get interrupted? He does not, and Alade does have a Trinket. Is going to Trinket this immediately. And there goes the Word of Glories. A 24% dampening. His health is starting to suffer from the lack of Word of Glories now. But he's still able to maintain. I believe he used a Kyrian pot in order to remove the bleeds. Still maintaining himself. Hovering super low, but there he goes. Only so much you can do with all those bleeds and all that damn. And why is he also green right now? Wait, he's like... Why is he... He's like green and smelly now. What is this? What happened? Maybe Poison Soaks has soaked his claws in poison. Maybe that's just what happened. Liquefied the boy. Poor man. Restraint gonna be up next. The Shadow Priest using similar strategy, hanging out by the corner, no pillars, and Poison is gonna be able to sink those poisonous claws into him. Should be quite a bit of damage. Restraint does land a stun. And there goes the Mind Games. In case Poison Soaks goes for a self-heal, he's gonna just hurt himself. If he goes aggressive, he's also gonna hurt or just help Restraint. Doorway of Shadows, he's trying to catch up to Poison, and that's going to be Ursal stopping in place. Did not walk into Ursal's. But there's a lot of damage out of Restraint. That was actually pretty big cooldowns out of him. PI as well as Void Form. With big damage out of that. They still can go for a bunch of DPs though. As it going to be Poison Soaks barely behind the pillar, just kind of hanging out. Shadowman's available for Restraint. And looks like that was almost a re-stealth opener for Poison. Get a hit with the fear, thrown in the other direction. Restraint does he have a bunch of DPs? Loading up DPs, getting the pet up and running onto the Feral Druid. 33% dampener, the better start healing each other. Restraint cycling into the Vampiric Embrace. Stun into Poison Soaks with Mind Games after Mind Game him filled up. Oh! Put him in an unwinnable position. Mind Blast into Shadowboard Death at the end there. Actually, nothing you can do. Can't heal yourself. Can't do damage. Just over. Shadow Priest with a Mind Blast. Mind Games, dude. It's huge. And Flexing goes in for a bit of an honor duel with Restraint. A nice cordial bow for the both of them. Demonic right up. It's kind of hanging out. I was thinking maybe Demonic was like, what? No, let me first Flexing. Just want to say hello. Just want to say what up. Hey, dude. How you doing, man? Oh my goodness, dude. That's going to be Restraint. Getting those dots up and running onto Flexing. With a Resonating Arrow does greater faded. So a lot of the damage Flexing has is actually going to get completely ignored. Oh, actually runs into the Shadow Crash with a Mind Games right after for Restraint. Got himself a nice setup. Sounds out of Flexing. Not really sure the sounds will do much for Survival Hunter. Does go for a Feign Death to remove the Mind Games though. So the Hunter does have a way to deal with Mind Games quite easily. Just Feign Deathing it. That's how the Feign Death removes all the dots, also allows them that many advantage. So it's going to be a lot of survivability for Flexing. A 41% dampener. Restraint does have PI. Void Form not available, but he can go for a big haste setup. So if he can get a stun into Flexing PI, big damage since PI is off DCD. And go for a big go, he will be in a good spot. This is going to be a kind of a rough duel between the two. Dots for dots, Doorway Shadows coming out, and Flexing looking like he's actually going to line it. Doesn't want to fight the Shadow Priest just yet, waiting for it. Just gonna swing around, get some dots up and running, stun, and it's gonna be the PI for Restraint, trying to go for a bunch of damage onto Flexing. Does he go for a Feign Death? Stun onto Restraint, still has Mind Games, looks like actually maybe Feign Death over the last second. Leaping away, and Restraint does have greater fate. PI is still available. Does he have the mobility to catch up? Looks like he does not. And just has to peel out of there. Flexing does play the Kyrian, so there's gonna be his sippy cup available. With Manic Bitters around the corner. Looks like Flexing is probably going to take this as a very, very slow game. Let the dots kind of do their thing. Let the poisons with Serpent Sting do their thing. And really doesn't want to fight Restraint. Restraint, every single stun, which is like every 45 seconds, I believe, should be able to have like a really solid go on Flexing. Every 45 seconds, not much you can really do about it. Vampiric Embrace available, vamping it. Shadow Crash does hit Flexing, and that's going to be maybe some damage setup. Fear on both the Hunter and the Pet. Shadow Men's coming out. Mind Games onto Flexing with it. Shadowboard Death. And I think he can take out Flexing. Wait, did Flexing heal himself? Wait, did Flexing just heal himself inside of that? I think he did. I think he started healing himself and just hurting himself. Oh no. Wait, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, dude. Wow, that's awesome. Wait, that's nutty. Yo. Is that what happened? Unless Shadowboard Death still went through. I can't figure it out. Firefight Shadowboard against Zoda's group. He had a new B-Tech, I think. Okay, cool. Big get him in. Zoda's, wait, Zoda's, hey, Dallas, send your friend request. What's your real ID? Because I got one from, Mad. Okay, Matt, let me do this. You might have to re-add me real quick. I'm gonna move some of these names because I think I was capped on my real ID invites. Add me, boy. Veslin, add me. Zoda's, add me. I don't think I was able to get any more invites. Add me right now, real quick, and we can get maybe Night King and Wish Captain against somebody. But Night King wants to get put up against Zodas, so we can get you guys in. Zodas are mad. Either one. Veslin, if you want to add me again, try it again. See if it works. Let's see how we go next. Dalaran hashtag 134. There we go. Yeah, we can get you in. We can get Mad versus Night King. Chicago we can get versus Wish Captain. Or maybe we should get Chicago versus Mad. No, then Night King and Wish Captain would be same people. Yeah, we'll mix it up like this. We'll mix it up like this. Mad, got you in here, man. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, just for the sake of mixing you guys up a little bit. Night King and Mad. 5. There we go. It's right there. Yes, it is, my man. Yes, it is. Tiger's Peak, dude. Now, did I save this one? I don't think I did. Is that what happened there? Is that what happened there, last duel, boys? Was that the hunter healing himself with mind games and just kind of hurting himself? I can only imagine, like, RP-wise, he's got himself turtle shell on, like a umbrella, like a hoodie. And he's going for like, okay, let's perform some quick surgery here. He's just trying to heal up. And then he just mind games and he's thinking he's doing the right thing, but he's just botching it. Just making it worse. Just passes out. Alrighty. Let's get another duel up and running here, boys. Switch. I need you to look back into it, but you know, that's what it looked like. It was just so happened so fast. We got ourselves team 2 with Gislath? MGI Sloth? We got Sloth, we got ourselves ASAP Drew with Mauled Season. With Zodas as well as Veslin. Quite a team of warriors of all kinds with... We got ourselves team 1 with Chill Pills on his team. We got ourselves DVPox with Evildoer. We got ourselves Dalroth and we got ourselves Handork. Did Pox go from Horde to Alliance, by the way? Handork with a Lightning Lasso as an Elemental Shaman. Going for the knockback for Sloth. Trying to get a Stormkeeper on running. Gonna get locked out on the burst. Her Light of a Burst trying to come out. Having to trick it out. It's gonna be some healing surges for free. Is able to at least run and heal, but he's still under quite a lot of pressure from the Monk. CS Totem coming down. MJ Sloth is actually gonna take a lot of damage from the CS Totem. Big zaps available. Does pre-karma this. That's gonna be lots of healing surges. Interrupt available for MJ Sloth if he needs to. If Handor can just survive this a little bit longer, MG is going to be in a bad spot. Big zaps available if he wants to go for it. Lightning Lasso, MG Sloth actually not a lot of health. If the zaps are there, it is going to be a stun from the Earth Elemental. Does he have the zaps ready? Should be able to. Fist of Fury flying, big Earth Shock. Trying to go for healing surges, get interrupted on. Might be in a real bad spot. Still somehow alive. Get a lava burst in with an Earth Shock onto MG Sloth. And MG had to actually back up out of there. Handor going for the big Fleshcraft heal. It looked like he did sink in the zaps into Sloth, but I think the dampen harm kept him alive. And now Sloth is actually out of all cooldowns completely, while Handor got plenty of mana. Trying to keep himself alive with a Fire Ellie still able to play with a lasso right after. He was playing Maldraxxus Covenant, so he could go for a bunch of lava bursts, really. Sloth is going to bail behind a pillar for a second. Waiting it out. It's going to be a bit of a game with cat and mouse. The Sloth at least is getting hit with those frost shocks. This Handor trying to get some kind of a slow on him. Give him some kind of a hindrance. Leg sweep onto the Shaman, getting a knockback. Sloth not staying super far away from him. Fist of Fury flying right after. That's going to be the Elemental Shaman taking lots of damage. Interrupt onto Handor. Should have the lava burst ready if necessary. Like the Lasso, it is going to be very DR'd after the Capacitor Totem, after the Stun Totem. Does get the healing surges, so no way to interrupt for Sloth. As it looks like he's just kind of out of cooldowns. Does go for the Weapons of Order. Big Stormkeeper available, actually getting interrupted. Handor, does he go for the big lava burst? He could. Does he have the setup? Big Earth Shock to follow. Does he have a go? Lava Burst flying. Healing Surge is trying to make it happen. Maybe Touch of Death. I think Sloth was trying to not Touch of Death, but he said, you know what? I'm probably going to let this cast go off if I don't do something. So, give him that touch. We think it'll be like a touch on the neck somewhere. Just a heart stopper. Going to be Sloth up next versus Daleroth. As a Paladin taking lots of damage in the opener. That's the Wen is just pumping dams on top of Sloth's damage. And Dale is going to have to take it a little bit slow with this Monk. But the Monk got the crazy mobility just rolling on the corner. Nothing stopping this guy. Does have cover back up. Dale is coming into this duel with full CDs. Full defenses. Full... No, actually offensives. No, he's out of wings. So never mind. Sloth is trying to hide him around, trying to wait it out. It looks like he might be saving something for later. I think he might be just waiting for cooldowns or just trying to recover on health, waiting for a nice setup, or maybe looking to bait some kind of cooldowns out of Dale. Rolling in with Fist of Furies, maybe that's what he's waiting for, his images. With a disarm right after on the Paladin, unable to do damn, except for throwing judgments and a Ward of Glory or two. That Ward of Glory came in right before the leg slips down onto Sloth. Rolls out of there, does burn a trinket to get out of that stun. A Ring of Peace is in play. That means no good karma for this man. No good karma for this good monk. And Dale approaching, but that's going to be a mount up for Sloth. Just trying to use whatever mobility he can, whether it is a monk mobility, whether it is the mount mobility. Mobility for monks is just the biggest advantage. For demon hunters as well as rogues, staying mobile and just staying away from an enemy is actually a defensive. It might as well be. It's the biggest utility. And the players that use it properly, they end up getting so much value out of it, it's not even funny. It's almost like cheating. Compared to Dale, who is Paladin, you know, not only so much he can do. Backpedaling away from Sloth, does drop down to Final Verdict. Big damage out of nowhere, does not have wings. Oh! Doesn't even need the wings! Looks like Sloth! Got taken down by somebody only slower than a Sloth, which is a Retribution Paladin. Oh my goodness. In the animal kingdom, there's snails, there's sloths, and there's Retribution Paladins on a whole other land. That's going to be ASAP Drew going for the opener and bails out. Ooh, rocket a katana as a rogue. Pretty good. Wait, is that the cool katana with that shade, with the red and blue shade? I think it is. ASAP Drew trying to go for another go. Dale Rod did just burn a bubble. Does he have a human racial for the next go? Cheap shot, going to be a big old shadow strikes for ASAP Drew. Does not have the mark for death eviscerate here. So his burst opener was not nearly as heavy. Tried to see if he can get away from Dale Rod. Does shrink it out of the Hammer of Justice with an evasion to follow right after. Burning the Curing Potion early as we're hitting the 5-minute mark. 2% damage, but boys, Rogue is still evading every single hit from Dale Rod. That is physical. Not all of it is though. Blind onto Dale Rod. The ASAP Drew escapes with 1 health. That was so much damn. I was almost expecting for Dale Rod just to bop it and just do something to ASAP. Just throw something at him because that was a blind. That was a vanish used. That was a lot of stuff used. So ASAP, I think he's just going to have to play it very, very safe. Dale Rod might have to go for the eyes, man. As ASAP Drew is catching up on health. Yeah, Dale Rod. I mean, you had him in a really good spot. ASAP Drew. No Shadow Blaze. Does get a Shadow Dance coming up very, very soon. He's going to open up onto Dale Rod. Does he have the Blessing Protection? Does he go for Blessing? Does go for a bop late. And does he have a go here? Smoke Bomb for ASAP Drew as he's trying to leave a trail of smoke, trying to hide in there. And does get to bail out of it. Sap onto Dale Rod. Does he have the human racial? That's the only thing that could save him. Human racial into a Hodge, into whatever burst wombo combo or a self-heal wombo combo you have. I think Dale Rod is out of options here, man. Looks like the Rogue does end up taking him out. Assassinating the Paladin when he's got nothing left. The Rogue was pretty dry too on a lot of cooldowns. Looks like Divi Plox is going to be able to get him out. Blinds the Rogue. That's a pretty ballsy move with that blind though. And it's going to go for that. Oh, big damage onto ASAP Drew. Cheap shot right after. Just one cheap shot. That's all he needed. Just went for the big hammies. Shadow Blades and everything. Just had a full go. Not much you can really do in that situation. Sap onto Mauled Season to follow, and looks like this is going to be DV Pox bailing out of there, mounted up, trying to stay away from Mauled Season as best as possible. Mauled just might pick up the eyes. It looks like he does. Prox, I think, wanted to give him an honor duel. It was kind of weird. Mauled Season just having to stand. He sees him. He has the eyes. Was he trying to go for an honor duel? I guess he has another eye, so that was a little bit weird. It looks like Pox is just going to wait out until the eyes are over. Mauled could pick up the next eye. Maybe just AFK in a consecration. That'll work too. Shadow stepping with a cheap shot. Pox is going to go for the dance. Trying to make the damage happen. Wasn't the biggest damage possible. Mauled still has plenty of health to work with. Might still be a bubble out of him. Ward of Glory is keeping him afloat. Hodge onto Pox. Trick inside of a Cloak of Shadow's evasion available. Mild. Still no bubble. Still continue to heal. Kirin Pot in between of that. What is that Ward of Glory use? He just trusts his Word of Glories, man. He trusts it. He knows. He's just like, you know what? I have a global. This rogue definitely doesn't have anything to follow up. Definitely doesn't have anything to follow up. And Pox did not commit too many cooldowns. He could have vanished there to continue the damage. Decided to back out. Going for a reset. I don't know if he's doing on a human racial. DV Pox might still have a human racial available. Mauled Season still holding on to bubble. I guess he decided, you know what? I'm going to trust in a lie, dude. I'm going to pull that Uther play. I trust the light. Trust my wings. My wings will take me free. Gonna be a big season for DV Pox. Tricket coming out for Maul season with a stun onto Pox. But Maul is mostly out of cooldown, still able to crack up some damage into the rogue. Get a shot coming in, and Pox looking to bail out of it. The pony does come out blind for a Maul. Does he burn a bubble or a bop? He decides not to, allowing the rogue catch a proper reset. So it's going to be another crit setup for the rogue. We are in the 8% dampener, boys. 20% or 8-minute game, 23% dampener. So it's going to be less and less healing as the game goes on. Maul looking up to pick up the eyes. No human racial available this time. Does he go for a bubble and bop? That's really is on our minds here. Does somehow get a, I guess with a relentless, gets himself an eye for an eye in between of those stuns, which allows him a little bit of that damage back to DV, but also reduces some of the physical damage it takes. So at least he's able to deal with the rogue. The rogue does catch a free reset. Walking into consecration, does Mauled hit him with a judgment to keep him in combat? He does. As long as he can deny the rogue the reset, he'll be in a great spot. Cheap check coming out for DV. This is going for damage himself. Hodge, does he have the human racial? As Maul does not have wings. DV does have advantage if necessary. He's going to go for a human pot or a Kyrian potion. Probably get himself a sippy cup as well. Looks like Maul didn't have a way to keep him in combat. And the rogue catches a freebie. Evasion and Cloak of Shadows are both available. Shadow Blades is available. So Maul with wings back up and the relentless should be in a pretty good spot to deal with the rogue. Should be in a really solid spot to deal with the rogue. This is not going to sit that cheap shot as long, so DV will have to go for a cheap shot a little bit early. Unless he just goes for a human racial here, just to stun DV. He's going to judgment him out. Does DV go in for the dam? Looks like he decides to it. Cheap shot into Mauled. Trying to get the shadow strikes. And that's going to be eye for an eye. Allows him again that extra defensive. DV not a lot of health left. Big deal! Mauled never using a bubble bop. What? Big ol' grip onto DV, but looks like he might be able to get out of this scot-free. Double grip by Zodas, and he still catches a restart with advantage. What? Oh my goodness. I don't understand. I actually don't understand. Zodas though rocking his festive attire, festive hat. This isn't good spirits. Looking like Father Frost over here. What was that? I guess maybe he was trusting the light too much. He didn't bubble. Maybe he was expecting to get a word of glory off. He's like, the rogue doesn't have much. I have a eye for an eye. I should be able to be okay. Yeah. Just something came out of nowhere. Shadow Blade's available for DV in the opener versus Zodas, as he's trying to split him in half with those massive obliterates. Freeze onto Zodas. Zodas, I think, might have used the human racial trinket out of it. That's going to be a pet available for Zodas. Does not get on DV. No! This ghoul. This ghoul. Mindless ghoul. And DV opens up with a Kyrian cheap shot. Zodas does trick it out of it, but it looks like it's going to be over for him. And DV takes another one out. These ghouls, man. These brainless ghouls. Am I right? Veslin, the last one left. Looks like he is playing that Kyrian, charging at DV. That's going to be a really laggy Blaze Storm, but still doing a bunch of damage to DV with a stun to follow. Has the execute ready here. And does take the rogue out. Finally, the rogue's play is at an end. I mean, taking a lot of people back-to-back men here. Back-to-back. Going to be a charge onto Chillpills. Does get him rooted. Chillpills does go for the second helping hand. With Lichborn up available immediately. Just trying to get himself his heals up as best as possible. Vestlin catching up on a lot of heals, I think, from the Kyrian potion. That's a heal over time. Or maybe not. But he basically has no health. Leaping on top of Chillpills, trying to maximize the damage. Chillpills does explode the bed for extra damage, but also extra healing. And as the Stormbolt comes out, that's it. Game's over, man. Man, DV came in with 3 kills here, huh? Sloth did quite a lot of damage there. To the Shaman as well as to, what was it, the second guy that Sloth went up against? A Paladin, right? Dave, I think. Damn, dude. Yeah, Retribution are nutty. Hey, can I ask someone for PvP content, what class would you play? Red Paladin or Outlaw Rogue? Retribution Paladins are really strong if you ever seen them on these duels. Very, very strong if you want to try them. Alright, it's Chicago. Are you ready? Wish Captain, are we looking ready? Boris, 3 newest Spart. We gotta get him in here, boy. We gotta get Spart in here at some point of these duels. 26. Perfect. Us one would like to go again if we can. Yeah, Matt, I'll try to see if we can get you in again. In PvE, Outlaw Rogues are really nutty for. I guess both specs are pretty good, really. Both specs are pretty good. I think Outlaw is in a much better spot than it was in BFA for PvP. But if you were to like, hey, which spec do I want to play with like LG people? I think Retribution might be a little bit easier to pick up. 5V5 was not ready. Wish Captain is ready. Boris is ready. Have Wish Captain and Boris went up against each other before? Have we had them going against each other? We might just have to. Chicago, are you around? I'll give you like 30 seconds. So rolling 5. Okay, Chicago and Wish Captain. Let's go with them next. And we got to get Boris in here versus either Matt or Night King. I don't know if Mithrin has a group or not. If he does, we might have to mix it up a bit. Did I do it right? No, I didn't. I was most of them set up. Here we go. Still messed it up either way. Well, apparently. Wish Captain Chicago. Up next, also Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, my man. It was yesterday, but Merry Christmas to you either way. Happy holidays and all that. What mouse do you use? I use a Razer Naga. You kind of just get used to using a Razer Naga. Although, my Razer Naga break quite often. There's one thing I'll say is, sometimes they don't last. They're good mice, but sometimes they don't last. I tried Corsair, I tried Logitech. Before you suggested, same thing happened. They don't last for me either. And it's not like I just like grab the mice and just beat them up against a table or nothing. Like I actually take care of them. I'm not really a rager either, but it don't last. Alright boys, let's get ourselves a group to Twitch. We got ourselves Team 1 with Swervy coming in as a Retribution Paladin. We got ourselves Chicago as an enhancement. Peachy as a big old boomkin. Chicken on a chicken. We have ourselves Valor in the back as a Ret and Arena as a Serenity? Is it Celerity? Serenity. Is it? What's the talent name? That's the one that we don't ever get to see. Is it Serenity? I think it might be Serenity. For some reason I want to Celerity. We got Zelenoth in the back wheel, also Tippy Toe as a Rogue Brew Captain. Obliteration going to be first up in the back. We got ourselves Grimmon, but it's going to be a Poly onto Swervy with a big old Greater Pyro Blast onto Swervy with Combustion following up for Obliteration. He's just trying to go PvE him down with those fireballs. Swervy got him some Shield of Vengeance. Obliteration, does he have the big damage here to follow up? Getting those Phoenix Flames and Pyros right after another. It looks like Swervy is going to be live and kicking for now, boys. Obliteration try to see if he can get around him. Going to be a trinket for him. Breath onto Swervy. Obliteration try to get some damage up and running. But looks like a lot of his fire has fizzled out until the next go that he can get me with G-Pie and John Hayes for the dono. Yo, thank you so much, John. Appreciate you. John said, because sometimes it doesn't show up, or it's not heard easily on stream. Always catch the duel vids and happen to catch a live stream today. Thanks for all the work watching the duel tournaments. Yo, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for. Can we get a hashtag John Haynes in chat? In the stream chat for the 10 bones, my man. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. That's huge. Very generous dono. Thank you so much, my guy. Obliteration getting hit with a stun as he sets up our ring. And Swervy just trying to see if he can just instant damage into him. Does he get a G-Pie off? Walks into the Ring of Frost. Does take a G-Pie to the face. Decided, you know what? I better interrupt it at least somehow. At least better run at him. You know what I mean? Oblid got himself that alter timer ready to go in case he needs to reverse it. And looks like Swervy is not really committing too much damage, but does allow Obliteration quite a bit of range. Doesn't really have the damage of the Pirates to work after. Is going to pick up the Kyrian Potion and get himself rolling. Obliteration tried to see if he can sneak up on him with that Invis. We are hitting that 2 minutes mark, boys. Should be getting that. That's going to be Obliteration with that Combustion backup. Doesn't go to Combustion. Bubba coming out for Swervy. Does not want to get hit with a G-Pie. That is a big CD getting used really early. And with only human racial, Obliteration can actually get another CC chain on him and do it again. Is going to gain some distance as a Night Fae. Try to see if he can set up another Pyro. Actually goes for a Breath instead. Polymer, is it going to be full poly? It is going to be half poly, but I think the G-Pie should still go off. If Oblid has big cooldowns right after, you could be in a good spot with a Ring of Frost to follow. Lots of CC chains, but Obliv does decide to go finally for a Combust. Images available, and Swervy should get a lot of holy power out of those. Pyrobass flying for a Blit. Swervy still just going for a massive self-heal playstyle. It looks like a Blit just cannot break through the tough exterior of Swervy. Really tried to go for a Nowhere. They handle flame, keeping him running. Gonna be all the time. Missing a breath by a hair, but does get the fireballs at least. I think he does go for Tinder. So he can get fireballs from time to time for a bit of damn. For a bit of damn and a bit of a setup. Swerve got himself wings available. Obliteration better be a little bit afraid. Icebox not available for a blitz anymore, so he's gonna have to wait out for it. Does have the triple shield. Should keep him alive with a big old hammer hanging over his head. As Swerve is stacking up the damage into that hammer. Ever since they nerfed that hammer, though, I don't see paladins use it that much. And when I do see them use it, it really is difficult for them to like set up a big go with it now. Obliteration super low on health, could be cauterized any moment. Cauterize does proc. Swerve just needs 1 or 2 more globals into a blit, and it's going to be duel over unless a blit can somehow escape. Does have the major shield, does not have the ice bug though, so it's going to be in a pretty bad spot. The shield holding it on strong though, and does give Obliteration some healing as the shield does break. So it is going to give Obliteration some freebie heals. This is going to get that alter time rolling. Does he get to alter time fast enough though? Next he's just going to kind of kite Swervy out and is going to have himself lots of range with the alter time. There he goes, porting away before Swervy can really capitalize on that damage at the end. Triple shield and the blitz should be alive for now. Swervy so far, I mean, that just shows how immobile paladins can be, man. G-Pie into a Ring of Frost doesn't stop. It looks like he trades CC. Maybe it might have been not the worst setup. Obliteration is still alive and kicking though. The shields are doing wonders for him. Looks like he doesn't really have the most burst with combustion. You would think it'll be his Pyros into Fire Blast into Pyro into Fire Blast into Pyro, just back to back bashing. But looks like he has damage outside of combustion, which is good. But his combustion damage is nowhere near as explosive. Maybe he's playing a slightly different build where he's less all about that all-in damn. Breath of the Swerve, try to go for a polymorph, and that's going to be another G-Pie. Waiting now for the Shield of Vengeance. Might as well, right? G-Pie getting set up. With images available as well. Swervy trying to see if he can walk into it. At least able to take care of at least one of the images. Actually cap it out with a judgment on another one. That's going to be the alter time for a Blit. Did not walk into Ring of Frost at least. A Blit does lose a trinket. I don't even know. I guess trinket it just now. Does have an Ice Bucket if necessary. So Obliteration's self-heal playstyle is actually keeping him alive for quite a while. Maybe he's playing like a very, very defensive build. Like an extremely defensive build. Less aggression. And there goes the Ice Bucket as it dips low with the Ice Bucket healing himself up. Just that soothing, soothing cold before the firestorm rises. With his shield right afterwards. I mean, he's just living it. Swervy got Word of Glories for days and Obliteration just living him. Swervy does have Blessing of Protection. Obliteration hasn't been able to really capitalize on the fact that there's only Bop available. Because Swervy is basically out in the open. Shield of Vengeance not available for Blitz. Could go for some kind of a go. Ring of Frost trying to set up. Not going to freeze Swervy just yet. Does have a hammer hanging over Obliv's head. Does he go for it? He does walk into it. Combustion available for Obliv. Does he go for the big combust? Does he have a big go here? Looks like he's going to get max range as fast as possible. Throwing in Phoenix's has combust, but doesn't go for it just yet. Swervy kind of overextending, kind of away from a pillar. Got him some wings, so that should be a lobster ability. Obliteration. Oh, I think it's going to be over for our Fire Mage friend. He had combustion saving, waiting for it. And Swervy got himself the min along wings. Wait, does Swervy have not? I was going to say, does Swervy not have enough damage to take down the pot? It looks like he did. Gonna be a cheap shot by Tiptoe. Bob coming out, cannot really bust through it, and there goes that Word of Glory. Only at 9% dampener, boys. Only at that 9% dampening. Tiptoe getting hit with a Hodge. Swervy does not have wings just yet. Tiptoe did not commit too many cooldowns here. Vantage does get used with his Shadow Blades. I mean, Shadow Cloak. Cloak of Shadows. Big Shield of Vengeance pocket back onto Tiptoe. It is gonna go for a blind onto Swervy. Kyrian Potion used immediately. That gives him quite a bit of healing too. Man, that was vanished just aggressively like that. Swervy is still not out of the game. Bubble available for Tiptoe if necessary. Maybe has a human race because he hasn't really had anything to trinket against the mage. Cheap shot up and running, and that's going to be a bubble immediately. Tiptoe has no way out unless he can just sprint out. Shadowy Duel maybe helps him. If Shadowy Duel does make you invisible if he's using a paladin with a bubble, I don't know if it actually works or not. Cheap shot, kill shot onto Swervy, Hodge, and that's going to be a trinket. A Swervy taking down the rogue. Kind of unfortunate for the rogue, man. Kind of unfortunate. This is going to be Grimmon up next, man. Grimmon up next, get himself a bit of a heal as Swervy just had a big old hammer thrown in. Looks like Grimmon tried to turn the damage around in Swervy's Shield of Vengeance. Hammers flying, Hodge available, big final verdict coming in, but didn't do as much damage as I was expecting it. Again, I kept expecting it will do just a ton. And Grim with that shield of vengeance is taking up. Swervy doesn't really have much to do here. And Grim does end up sniping out of that kill. Looks like Peachy is going to be up next. It looks like it's 3 and 5. Works out for me. Roar for Peachy. Still playing that Boomy. Bubble coming out for Grim. Doesn't want to get hit with a Cyclone at all. And Peachy should be able to have a go after this. Is going to get himself mobility with that power shift. Should be able to get out of those slow thorns available for Grimman to hit on. He doesn't want to do it, but is going to go for a Hodge and play very, very defensively. Peachy while sitting on the bear form, he's doing A-okay. Hasn't had to use Bark Skin or nothing. Going to be a silencer to Grimman. Full-blown silence has big and creation ready. And maybe that Starcer is ready for Peachy. Does he have enough damage to continue on here? Badger to Grimman. Trying to get some Raz going. Interrupted on Raz. Roar while in bear form. And try to see if he can maybe land a Cyclone onto Grimman. Does land it. And if Peachy, does he have any more damage? His Carnation is available. Needs a bit more resources for them Star Surges. But I think he'll just have to get in there, man. Just have to get in there. Maybe get some dots from afar and kite Grimman around. Going for yet another clone, at least able to catch up on a couple of regrowths. That's going to be those swarm getting thrown in. And Taker Roots actually decided against it, decided to go in stealth instead. I wonder how much damage he does with just dots and the swarm. And maybe you might want to play an extra talent for a dot. I wonder if that'll be better for PvP. Big damage out of Grimman. Lining up yet another hammer. Peachy got the swarm back, and that should be able to recover himself a lot of health, especially with a frenzied region as Grimman keeps hitting into the thorns. Got the Kyrian throw with the hammer, with Divine Soul. I don't really know if he has used his Kyrian heal or not. If he did use it, then did he go for a healing over time? Because that might have been a good play by Peachy then. If it was a hot with that Cyclone. And looks like Peachy is just going to go for a bit of a reset. We are diving into kind of a long game with 9 minutes, 29% dampener here, boys. In only a few seconds, it's going to be 10-minute duel. And Grimman is just refueling himself on more Kyrian potions as the steward rolls in to help out. And Peachy in Boomy form kind of wants Grimman to get at him maybe. I think he kind of does want to kite him around with dots. Get himself a bit of a setup. What's up, Crimson? How you doing, my man? Zarova. And Peachy looks like he's going to take it very, very slowly. Getting the swarm onto Grim with a couple dots. You just got to wait it out. So how much damage do those things do? I mean, the dots themselves do pretty well. A 33% dampening. Grim is taking a bit of damage. I think it definitely needs maybe a little bit more dot-based pressure. A dot play pressure with Peachy landing the silence onto Grim. But Grim, again, just kind of chilling behind the pillar. I think he's waiting for CDs, man. Bubble coming up very, very soon. 1 minute on that Shield of Vengeance. He is maybe waiting for the Hand of Freedoms to chase after Peachy, because otherwise chasing after Druid is just difficult. Either way you slice it. Gonna be a bash by Peachy. Trinket out of the Paladin. Peachy got him some thorns rolling, but a hammer hanging over his head. Grim committing quite a lot of cooldowns to it with wings to follow it as Peachy survived this. Looks like his health is doing okay. The hammer does chunk him out for quite a bit. And Grim is just going to be basically invulnerable while wings are up. All that holy power can just go into Word of Glories. As Peachy's just playing very defensively. Not even going for a dot play. Not even looking for any kind of counter pressure. Just looking to get away for Grim. Just looking to peel him back. With a Cyclone right after. No trinket available for Grim. Only 2 minutes left on that bubble. So maybe might be able to wait it out. Peachy getting a couple of rats so far. Finally getting into an Eclipse. And that's going to be quite a lot of Star Surge damage onto Grim. Just a little bit of damage from side to side. Is going to get the swarm on Grim. Does bear form the Hide, which is so good for him. At least he's going to take a little bit less damage. Have all that extra bear armor, especially with the Guardian Affinity. Thorns available. Busts through that Shield of Vengeance like it was nothing. And this is where the swarm returns. Grim sitting at about half a health. Incarnation available for Peachy. Does try to go for silence under Grim. Only has Blessing of Protection. Bob does bob the Blessing of Protection. Still can do some damage. Peachy's own magic damage. Starfires are coming out. Trying to land a Cyclone. At least trying to stop Grim from being able to get himself some heals and also recovering health. At 43% dampener in particular. Needs to end this duel right now until Grim can get bubble. Oh, there it goes. A Star Surge. All he needed. It's just the final clap of the Star Surge, with Zelenoth going to be up next as a oh, missing. Completely wrong person. Roar as the helping hand of the Maldraxxan Covenant comes out for Zelenoth. If you see a Death Knight while the Maldraxxan's hand is up, the limb, then it actually doesn't do anything. So if you roar and run away, it won't keep gripping you. So as a rogue, like I guess you would blind and run away, cheap shot run away, kidney shot run away. He just won't keep gripping it. Peachy is still under a lot of pressure as the pets are surrounding him. Did get himself a smallest shield of Maldraxxan ever. Flashcraft shield, the smallest of its kind, is going to have to go for a bit of a self-fill at 48% dampening though. What can you really do? Trying to pick up regrowths where he can. And Xelanort needs to find a way to just get on top of Peachy, burning his mobility, trying to see if Death's Advance will help him do the trick. But looks like Peachy is going to stay away from the guy just in travel form for now. 30 minutes into this duel, 49% dampener, boys. And Peachy is still alive, but his health isn't doing all that great. Bear form does have friends in regen for it. Is at least able to deal with this. Thorns available in case Xelanort wants to go, capitalizing some damage. Peachy actually forces to trick it out of that stun. But that grip does take him out. I don't know why he needed to flag the guy. He played pretty well for Boomkin. He's playing against an unholy DK. I don't really know if that was necessary. Maybe it's a macro. Valor going to be up next on team 1. Back in his signature Mog, dude. This man likes this Mog. Got himself the Seraphim. Watched, I think, another... Either Valor plays Seraphim all the time, but maybe he's seen another Paladin play Seraphim. He's like, yo, that damage actually looking kind of nutty. Got himself the big Kyrian Judgment going in onto Xelanort with a bubble. Xelanort just can't do anything about it. That's going to be him down for the count. Val trying to catch up on a couple of heals. The Brew Captain charging in right after the bubble. He has Val up in a vulnerable position. Trickets out of it immediately. Hard to Brew. Brew trickets out of it as well immediately. Trying to get the pets in there. Kind of lagging all over the place. And Valorp at super low health. Trying to go for a Kyrian Potion. Not only so much you can really do for it. And Arena is going to be up next. Wait. Brew Captain? Arena. Here we go. Here we go. 2 and 4. That'll work. We are 14% dampening them. Brew Captain is out of most aggressive moves. Most offensives. That's going to be Arena getting hit with an incap. Has opportunity to get himself an opener onto Brew Captain. Brew Captain also playing leg sweep. There goes the Serenity trying to make the damage happen with the Nightfang Covenant as well. Fist of Fury actually looks like he got disarmed on Fist of Fury. Karma coming out for Brew Captain. Arena could also go for Karma of his own if you wanted to. Waiting out until the right moment. Fist of Fury flying for him. Brew Captain. Arena could go. Gets a Fist of Fury's own instead. Serenity does give him just a slightly shorter cooldown because the CDR of Fist of Fury as well as the leg. Rising Sun Kick. That's a leg. It's shorter during Serenity. Brew Captain rolling out. Arena not letting him go anywhere. Might have the Karma damage. I think it's going to be touch of death in the end. I like how they end up back to back to one another. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Just about everybody gets to play here, right? Except for Chicago, I believe, right? I think Chicago is the one who didn't really get to play here. That's pretty good, though, boys. That's pretty good. Alrighty. And that's 7:08. I think that might be the last duel of the day, boys. I think it might be the last duel of the day, or should we do one more? Boris, 3 new full Dal. He does have Spart. We could get Night King too. Or Mad. Mad hasn't really got to play much either, but I don't know. Night King also wants to play. Uno más. One more. We could maybe do one more. Where's my water? I haven't even take a sip, dude. I grabbed it. Oh, it's so cold. Go ahead, get your vid done. That's not the worst idea either. We gotta go or good to go? I don't really know. Do one more. I'm gonna group a Spart. Oh my god. One more. Is it Mad or is it Night King that we're gonna have go here? Hasn't eaten dinner yet though. I had lunch, but yeah, dinner should be here already. Night King or Mad versus Boris, because he's a group of Spart, and that's Boris the team. Nick is also ready. Nick, whose group are you in? Good to go. Oh my god, now we have 3 people that can play. Nick, are you part of Night King's group or Mad's group maybe? Zodus, I think it was. Pick Nick. Oh my god. It's Night King, Mad, and Nick. I might have to do a random number generator, dude. Is lead Malt season in my group. Oh, okay, that's part of Mad's group. So Mad or Night King, dude? Okay, Mad, Night King, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do a coin flip. I'm gonna do a coin flip, dude. A Google coin flip. So don't worry about this says tails right there. Don't worry, it says tails. We're just gonna flip. We're gonna make Night King, since he's the king, the head of the household. Mad, somebody had to be Tails, and he's going to get the Tails end of the deal. Night King head, Mad Tails, 50-50. Night King it is. Yo, that's as fair as I can do it, dude. That's as fair as I can do it. We're gonna get Night King versus Boris. That's gonna be the last one for the night. Yo, Mad, my man, we do these every single week. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. You're more than welcome to join in on Saturdays. The earlier you get into these duels, the more games you're gonna get, man. But I'm gonna do one more. Go get some grub. I got a video to work on. I woke up so late today, so I'm kind of behind on things, dude. I'm just behind all day. What about Nick? Nick is part of Mad's group, but you know, Night King's team ended up getting the coin toss. So maybe next week. Rest need to heal. You think so? I got here late and haven't gotten to see a fuel arena. So one more, please. Okay. Well, this is going to be the last one. This is going to be the last one, boys. Speaking about the boys, we got the boys in here. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. All right, switch. We got ourselves team 1 with ya boy Spartacle, my man. We got ASUS Turk coming back as an enhance over to 2100 as an enhancement shaman, my man, making it work. We got Restrained back here as a shadow priest with Shurya as a monk and Demoniac as a rogue. Hopefully you won't come in and just steal the show. Let the other boys play a little. Versus team 2, we got ourselves Dale Roth with DV procs. We got ourselves Chill Pills with Evil Doer as well as Hand Dork as team 2. Ooh, I wouldn't say team 2, but he got also a nice little axe over there, dude. Maldraxxon axe looks so good. All right, boys, good luck and have fun. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be last? It looks like it's going to be ASAP Turk. Going in ASAP as an enhancement, shamancement. We got ourselves Ascendance, Bloodlust, proper normal Ghost Wolves, as well as a Grounding Totem, and it's going to be Shaman v Shaman. With Handor going to be first up. Elemental versus Enhancement. Already going to get the pets up and running. Ghost Wolves already up and rolling. ASAP going to get exchanged the Flame Shocks. What comment is ASAP Turk? I want to say maybe Venthia, right? The Chain Harvest is just too good of an ability. Healing is available for Handork. And that's actually going to be ASAP having to deal with the Elemental. Actually having to self-heal himself. Because the Ellie is doing kind of a bit of slaps. The Ellie kind of slaps. Handork did have himself the Maldraxxon shield, but the Ghost Wolves ate away at that one. And that's going to be Elemental dissipating now. Going to be a stun to Handork from the Sundering. Going to be a big old burst out of ASAP. A sentence and everything ready to interrupt on one. Hex going in for big damage into a wall for Handork. We did see from ASAP Turk. The Chain Harvest is just continuing to blast damage into Handork. Short lasso. ASAP Turk is not deterred. Handork, not a lot of health. Real left. It's going to be Healing Surge. Capacitor or Counter-Strike Totem. Going to be destroyed immediately. Handork super low on health. Trying to go for Healing Surges. ASAP does not have an interrupt for now. So for Handork, that should be actually full Healing Surges with Stormkeeper to follow. Does ASAP have a way to deal with this? Good grounding is going to be an interrupt. Grounding Totem is down pretty early. Handork does Frost Shock pretty quickly. So far, the Elemental Shaman has been very, very survivable for this. And ASAP looks like he's going to have to back up out of the Handork. Did rotate through a lot of defenses. The Earth Elemental wall was huge. And ASAP having to go collect some Maelstrom from the Earth Elemental for a bit. ASAP going in for, or ASAP getting hit with a lasso. As Handork looks like he's pushing up. He got himself plenty of power, plenty of damage, and ASAP is going to have to play this a little bit more defensively. At least collect some Maelstrom. Still doing pretty good on mana. Both of these guys are doing good on mana. So a lot of self-heals capable for themselves for now. Capacitor dropping down. We just got to allow ASAP Turk to go into a Bloodlust. Knockback, not super far. Handork does give a Stun Totem at his feet, which ASAP Turk is not going to hit into. Capacitor Totem. ASAP is actually taking so much damage from the Capacitor. Does end up eliminated, I think. That's going to be freebie Flashcraft for Handork. Able to use a Flashcraft against the Ghost Wolves. And get himself a little bit of recovery. Man, this guy is just tanky. Just so survivable. Crazy. I think it might just come down to ASAP Turk. Wait until he can get his Ascendance up and running. I think it's what it might end up being here. Let's see him go for some crazy setup. Lightning Lasso stopping in place. Doing quite a bit of damage though. Turk might be in a bit of a trouble. Is going to get himself a Healing Surge. As well as the Grounding Totem was dropped down pretty early. Healing Surge is available for Handork. This is still chilling. Still pretty tanky. Has a wall back up. Has a big setup with Stormkeeper. Going to be an interrupt for ASAP Turk as he does get a Haze Ball from the Ventir. And there goes the wall from the Elemental Shaman. Does go for a Sunder into a stun. Gonna be immediate chicken for Handor. Got himself big zaps available for ASAP Turk if he can get him going. Big Earthshock into Lightning Lasso. That's gonna be a wall available for ASAP. As Bloodlust does dissipate. That's gonna be a Counter-Strike Totem. ASAP better take out Counter-Strike Totem as early as possible. More zaps coming out from the hands of Handor. Big Harvest coming in. Harvesting him for all his health bar. Intro and interrupt. Does ASAP have enough? He does have the Stormbringer at the very end to make the damage happen. That Harvest at the end though, dude. So much damage out of that one. Just swaps health. With all that Maelstrom in particular, the Maelstrom stacks is huge. Evildoer is going to be up next. As a Feral Druid, Thorns up immediately, and ASAP just better go for a lot of a self-heal setup. While the Mana holds, he can heal. And if you can get some kind of a setup onto Evildoer, maybe with a Stun Totem, Sunder, Stun Totem, go for Big Damn with an Ascend, he might be in a good spot. Sunder comes out, is there a Stun Totem? Nope, no Stun Totem for the time being. As Evildoer is just trying to go for a bit of bleeds and a little bit of hots for himself. So ASAP is going to be under quite a lot of pressure from this Feral. Is going to have himself the stun onto Evildoer. Ascend is coming out. Bloodlust available. No trinket up though. Evildoer might have him here. Bash coming in. Does he have the final bite? Huge heal for ASAP Turk. Just basically puts a lay on hands on himself and still got more of those wind strikes for Evildoer to follow up. Wall coming out for the Feral. Still holding on to a trinket if necessary. Big ol' bites into ASAP, but he's looking to heal himself ASAP. Still has plenty of mana too. He's very, very conservative on his heals. He's trying to make sure he's getting big value of the heals. Making sure there's always a Earth Shield available so he can give himself a lot of value for each single heal. Because he is limited on mana. He can basically heal himself. As long as he gets Infinite Maelstrom, he can heal himself insta as long as there's mana. But once there's no mana, isn't a bad spot. So rotating the Healing Spring Totem, which is putting down on cooldown as best as possible, is always good. Maintaining the heals good with the shield, but it looks like Convoke is just gonna dumpster him completely from 100 to 0. Nothing he can really do unless he has a trinket, and it looked like he might have had a trinket coming up either soon or available for that go. Bash to Shiryu as Evildoer goes from next to next. Very good play ASAP. Very good ASAP, but you literally got 100 to 0 with Convoke, which is, I think you even were in Ghost WoW too, so you had any kind of passive healing available with it. Which is just nutty at 5% dampening only. That's rough, dude. Enhancement Shaman is much better as they are. I still think Ferals are going to give him a hard time, man. I still think it's going to give him a lot of hard time. Stun onto Evildoer does blow a chicken for you. That's Shiryu got himself the images ready. Dragon kicking next to him, but that Ursul should stop him for a moment or two. Weapons of Order ready for the Monk, but Evildoer got plenty of mobility to stay away. Zuen and Shiryu are trying to close the gap on Evildoer, but again, more blinks available from the Spirit Form, just avoiding Shiryu completely. Shiryu trying to keep him in combat at least with a couple of zaps. Zuen is going to help that. And Weapons of Order should be disappearing for Shiryu anytime now. Big Fist of Fear is flying out of nowhere though with those images. Weapons of Order just lasts so long. How long? 40 seconds or something? It's basically Metamorphosis. Does Shiryu have a leg sweep? He does not. Barskin available for Evildoer. If Shiryu can somehow stay on Evildoer for a little bit longer, maybe get a touch of death, he'll be in a good spot. Evildoer recovering a ton though. Not playing the Guardian affix though. Bash onto Shiryu, at least he tries to get the Monk off him. Monk does not get deterred. The trinket side of it keeps on pumping. Leg sweep available this time. Evildoer without a trinket could be a closing game here for this Druid, unless he can get away from Shiryu. It looks like get away he does. Bails out of it pretty easily. I was thinking he was maybe going for pick up the eyes. I guess he wanted to maybe make a port and just get himself a bit of a reset. Sees Evildoer healing up. We are at the 7-minute mark, boys. 15% dampener. Shiryu does get the Feral out of stealth. And Evildoer is still kind of, he can still get locked down in the stun lock. He can still get locked down in the stun lock. You better have a pre-wall ready. Does go for a charge around the corner on Shiryu. It actually goes for big Convoke. But looks like the Convoke does damage to Shiryu, but maybe does damage to the images as well. Try to go for a cycle on Shiryu, not let him get any kind of health recovery. That's good, pretty good for the Feral. Goes in with Thorns. Does Shiryu have anything to work with here? I think he's just done and done. Looks like the Feral turned it around massively on Shiryu with a big old bite. It looks like this man just brought it back with Spar being up next as a Arcane Mage does get a Nova onto Evildoer. Is going to go for the Alter Time and is going to catch him behind the pillar. As long as he can get the arcane damage in onto Evildoer, maybe even steal a couple of his heals, he'll be in a good spot. Bash is going to be able to blink out of it immediately. Is going to be able to hit him with a barrage either way. Arcane Mage versus Feral Druid. Spart used to eat Feral Druids for breakfast, but I wonder with the limited mobility that mages now have, I wonder how good it's going to be. Spart taking lots of damage. It's going to be Invis coming out of that Temporal. Is going to go for the Kyrian self-heal. That's going to be a big missiles available. Alter time back up. He has a very short alter time. Touch of the Magic might be able to maybe make something out of it. Big arcane missiles flying in. Alter time should do something for him. Touch of the Magi still has plenty of damage rolling. It's going to be reset by the Feral with an Ice Block for Spart. Doesn't send the Ice Block along at all. Just goes aggressive with Evildoer. Trinkets out of that stun. Images available. He's just got himself so much defensive capabilities. He's got himself all the time Temporal. And combined together with the shield's mobility as well as Ice Block here and there. It might be okay. Another alter time, and Evildoer just knows he just can't commit too much damage into the mage. He's going to use that all the time, mostly for mobility. Actually, Evildoer actually uses Skull Bash early just to get next to Spart. With the root right after, the Spart have anything? Novus him. That's just walking up. Temporal available. That's going to missiles as Evildoer bails behind the pillar. Can't really slow down Spart. Can't really lock him down, but that's going to be a big old bite, and that's going to be it right there. The bleeds whittled him down after a while. The bleeds, man. The bleeds. I wonder what legendary Spart ended up going for, because it didn't look like he ran the triple shield thing. Demoniac open up on the Evildoer, going in for a big cheap shot opener with 100% crit. Is Evildoer going to be able to get himself like a proper reset with these boys? Going to be that Maldraxian Bone Spike rolling at Evildoer. Should put in quite a pressure. That's going to be Demoniac just putting so much dots on the guy. Should be able to maybe get away from Chill Pills. Blind. Does the DK go for the trinket? He actually cannot. Human racial and all that. That's actually a freebie reset for Demoniac. Versus now Chill Pills. I was thinking that Jordan maybe was going to steal the show. We still have Demoniac and Restraint on Team 1. And Chill Pills as well as DVPox and Dale. Or DVPox. Devilpox. Keep messing up your name. I keep shortening it somehow. It's literally Devilpox. But then I call you DVPox. And then DV. Then I'll call you D. That'll be that guy. Short stun on Demoniac. Chipples will not be able to get a big stun right after. Still a sizable stun on to Demoniac though, with a second stun to follow right after. And it looks like the Shadow Priest actually left. Oh, unfortunate. As Demoniac is the last one left on his team. By complete freak event. Smoke Bomb dropping in, trying to see if he can get around Chilpas, but looks like Chilpas is going to be able to meet his match. What happened to that Shadow Priest? He just kind of bailed. Did he not want to fight Chill Pills? Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. What's up, Charlie? How you doing, my man? Good druids are disgusting. Oh, yeah. No, they're still going to be nutty in 1v1s, man. They're still going to be nuts. The CC they got, the mobility they got, the self-heals. It's all nutty. And on top of the Night Flame in particular, that extra mobility, dude. I mean, that guy just... he could have just... That was a situation where you could just press Barkskin or wall, or you needed a wall. But you're just like, nah, I'm just going to run. Oh, you're trying to swing around me? I'm just gonna blink again. Oh, you just came around the pillar? I'm gonna blink to the other side of the pillar. Just a mage for like a minute and a half. Or for like, what, 15 seconds of mage? Mage mode every minute 50? In minute 0.5? Alrighty, boys. That was gonna be it for the time being, though. That was gonna be out and done. Might AFK, he didn't want to move. Yeah, maybe. Not down, my guy. Thanks so much, GC, for coming by the stream, man. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed it. Are Reds competitive in 2s or 1v1s? In 1v1s, yeah, they're pretty strong. GG is about I brought the best Frostica today. Yo, Nike, that was awesome, dude. That was so fun watching you play Frost, dude. Just the massive obliterate, splitting people's heads open. It was great. It was amazing, dude. That was awesome. Is Kisses thanks about Bima? What Lego Chilpa's using, guys? Yo, chill. You're more than welcome to a reveal here on stream if you want to, or post in a disc, whatever you want to, man. You guys should actually join our Discord. These boys that hang out in 5v5 on those, they usually are around on disc, man. Sometimes you guys can still ask them what up, still run the 5. Oh, do I have Chicago's whispers like super in a weird spot? I might have. 10% obliterate damage, big oblitz, dude. That's a huge one right there. Hey Dalaran, I'm new to WoW. I just want to focus on PvP. Rogue interests me the most, but I fear it is the hardest to play well. Not really. Play sub is 100% crit leg, you'll be okay. As long as you can do your rotation properly in the opener, you should be fine. You think it's worth going rogue, or should I do something easier? No, rogue is fun, man. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Give rogue a try. If you want something easier, I feel like if I say any class is easier, it'd be almost like insulting some people. Some people take that shit personally. No, I say rogue would be good. Go Death Knight. You could try DK. Unholy or Frost are both a lot of fun. Brett, DK, all lesser classes. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, if you want to try rogue, Yoshi, more than welcome to, man. It's a good spec. The only way I win is literally never push in on him, wait for 80% damp, and use all defensives. That might be the way to play Spart. I mean, sometimes you might just have to play it like that, dude. You might just have to... Next time you do it, you might just have to give it a try, man. Play to win, if you gotta. Yeah. That's a rough one, though. That's a rough one. I guess druids in particular. Because you used to, with all the mobility arcane mages had, in with all the scaling too, so the damage was much slower too, right, compared to this game. This is bursting right now, but BFA is much slower. It's just you just tear through them over time until higher dampening, and then they just fall over. But now with how much healing they do and the damage they do and the bleeds, yo, that's too much. Colchirus? I think it is Colchirus, yeah. They're just pillar, and I can't get one cast off when they're gone. Yeah, unless you have Shimmer, and then you can just chase them, and then that's kind of difficult, because arcane mages no longer have that, like, what is it, reverse Shimmer? Reverse Blink? Whatever that used to be called. But yeah. Anyway, boys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching the duels. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go get some food and get some editing for the night. And maybe even do some, I kind of want to either do arenas or get some keys done. Because I feel like I need a 15. I think it's time for me to get my first 15 finished. Hopefully time it. But the gear from 15s is huge. And I think the weekly gear is about the same as a 14 too. But the end game gear, the end of the dungeon gear is like 210. They actually buffed it. It's not like heroic gear exactly, but it's still pretty good. It's like farming 15s for gear. Could be a pretty good starter. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are beautiful. Always fun hanging out with all of you guys. And I'll see all of you guys in the next stream. Alrighty? Alrighty, boys. Peace. Think about the change, evolution. Or to shake the ground, you feel it.